Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody which doesn't infringe the copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Fair use reaction. Blackmail Advice TV. We in the building. Let's go.
Ringo TV.
Welcome to the show, Blackmail Advice TV. We are in the building. You already done know what it is. We have a lot of work to do. It's going to be a very, very interesting night. If you're joining the stream, shout out to everybody in the clouds, everybody that's out there that's tuning in. All right. Okay. So we got some work to do. It's going to be a very, very interesting topic. We are covering the story of the viral therapist that pretty much was out there scolding men, bashing men, name calling them, putting them down, trying to force them into therapy. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. The agenda, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the article that came out trying to shame men and what it all means. First of all, the first thing I want to say to the brothers is that we're winning. Yeah. There's an agenda right now that's taking place. And they realize that women are not winning. The psychologists, the therapists, they're not really making the money they need. What they're trying to do is get you brothers in their office. They're trying to make you think something's wrong with you. Brothers, nothing is wrong with you. You don't need a therapist. Men, you don't need no therapist. Not when it comes to these issues. You see, this article that came out recently trying to shame men, talking about you guys are single and lonely, that article was responsible for getting that woman fired. Because she ran with the article, not realizing that that article was made by someone who is actually in competition with her. She fell for the agenda, fell into the pot, and got fried, not realizing that she is employed by a company, and she thought that she could just come on social media and just do whatever and say whatever without reading company policy. Somebody put an article out there basically calling her out on her BS. She's blaming men, saying that men reported her. Oh, no, young lady. It wasn't men that report you. We don't do stuff like that. You see, as a man, we understand that everybody have their right to talk their ish. We understand that everybody have an opinion, and being a man, you have to have tough skin. But see, it's women that normally don't play fair. But see, in this case, young lady, it was a woman, or should I say women, that reported you. Oh yeah, it was women that didn't like what you were doing. It was women that understand the rules of what a therapist's supposed to do. Now, if you've been following my videos regarding that article, I broke down that when you remove the from the word therapist, you get what is known as a real predator. Do you understand me? They're in the business of manipulating you, making you think something's wrong with you. See, modern women have been using these therapists, and these therapists have been brainwashing them, telling them, do this to him, do that to him, do this, do that, do this. And these women are frustrated that they keep going to these women and they're not getting better. See, one thing you have to understand is that when you go to a therapist, you're never going to get better. Their job is not to make you better. Their job is to plant seeds, to trigger certain emotions. You should never go to somebody where you're talking about all your personal problems when they don't even know you. I seen a recent video earlier today. I was kind of just walking through the YouTube streets. And I think I tuned into, I think it was Ramil. Ramil had a live going with some other guys. They were there doing a panel or something like that, right? And I tune into everybody. You know what I'm saying? When I'm doing whatever I'm doing around the crib, I just tune into anybody. And I think you had Brother Logic. He said something along the lines of, there's no way I'm gonna go sit down on some chair, listen to some woman or somebody or anybody telling me anything because they don't know me. He said something along the lines of, you know, my boys, my people, the people I grew up with who's around me, they're more capable of being sort of like a therapy session because they know you. It's like if I know you personally, we grew up from the sandbox all the way to grown adults, we know each other. So they could tell when I'm full of crap. They could tell when I'm slipping. Your people know you, so they can call you on the side and pull your shirt and say, bro, you was out of line with what you did back there, bro. Like, seriously. And you're not going to get upset because these are your people. You know them. You know what I mean? So if anything, you get your therapy from them. But now let me show you what the therapist is really upset about. And shout out to everybody in the chat. We're going to get to the chat in a minute. I'm flowing right now. You brothers that are on social media, you content creators, you influencers, you brothers, male content creators, I want you to understand that you are highly influential to the point that the public understand who you are. Medical professionals know who you are. Therapists know and have a list of all of us brothers by name. They know who we are. Yeah. They realize that you have a following of men that are actually coming to your platforms to hear you talk on different issues in all sense and purposes. And I don't like the name therapist. So what I will say is that they don't like the fact that the majority of you creators and influencers have a following of men that come to your platforms for therapy, whether it's a therapy session or whatever the case is. Y'all know that Black Ram 313 is known for saying another therapy session. He's the one who created the whole another therapy session. That's his talking point. You got to give respect where respect is due. But my point in saying that is that when you go to creators all over social media and you're a male creator and you're speaking on different issues, it's a therapy session because we talk about different issues pertaining to men, women, and different issues in life. So a lot of times you guys, you come to different platforms, you probably had a crazy day at work, you probably broke up with your woman, probably had an argument with somebody else. And when you listen to these different platforms, it's designed to help you cope with the issues, and it gives you advice, wisdom on how to practically overcome different problems you may be facing. Right? So in all sense and purposes, we are like, and I don't like the word therapist because it has a bad connotation to it. I don't like that word. I'm just going to say this because I don't want to put that word over nobody. I'm just going to say that when people come to our platforms to hear us speak, it's like a therapy session where they're able to get information, whether it's some humor, some advice, how to do something, or whatever the case is. And these therapists that are out here, they don't like that. You know why? Because it seemed like they're not getting no male clientele. Do you follow me? So now, what's going on? What's going on? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. This particular woman on the screen, I did a recent video about her, and I made it very publicly clear that she's going to lose her job. And I was reminded of that in my recent stream that I just finished doing, because I did a reaction and I said, yeah, she's going to lose her job because she's talking about things that she's not supposed to be talking about, especially as a therapist. You're not supposed to be talking about clients and anybody that's coming to your practice or whatever it is you do. You know, you have the HIPAA law that protects people's personal privacy in terms of medical issues, things they may have going on with them. As a professional, you're supposed to be, you're supposed to have a certain way of how you move where people can trust you. You know what I mean? I can come and I can pour my heart out, tell you everything that's going on. And I know that you're not home talking to your husband or your friend about what happened at work. And you're not supposed to do that also. If you're a doctor, therapist, you're not supposed to take other people's personal business home to your spouse and start to talk about, today at work I had this lady, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case. Or let's say, for example, you're a gynecologist or whatever the case is. You're not supposed to go home telling somebody about, I had a patient that was in my office and it was a nasty mess. I couldn't believe this person came to me. Like, you're not supposed to do those type of things regardless. Right? So, we're going to break down this particular video. What I've done in this particular session is I gathered all of the video footage that transpired before this young lady had her reckoning for her social media scolding of men. And I hope this is a wake-up call for other women that want to scold men and bash. This is an example of what bashing really looks like. Now, if ladies want to come online to share their opinions and thoughts about what they disagree with men, you can do that. We can all do that. Anybody can do that. But when you're scolding and you're bashing to the point where you're trying to force and shame men into going to therapy because you want them to go there because you feel that's what they need to do, that's going to be a problem. Do you understand me? You're not supposed to do stuff like that. You're just not supposed to do stuff like that. So at the end of the day, be very mindful of what's going on. Make sure that if you know you have a job, you're employed by a company, and you're on social media, there's a certain way in which you're supposed to move. This woman was out of pocket in so many regards, and it's unacceptable. And it's sad that she actually blamed men for her getting fired when we have nothing to do with her being fired. She got fired because she broke the rules. And when she went out there with the mouth talking and running, making a scene, it caused other people to take notice and it went viral. And because of that situation, what happened was a woman created an article, and we're going to read that later on, because again, I have over 32 minutes of footage to react to. These are all different types of clips that pretty much shows the timeline of events that made her lose her job. And this is very important because what I want, again, for creators to know in the space, you brothers, whether we disagree, agree, whatever the case is, all of you guys, you're literally helping these men more than you can actually think. You really don't know how much help you're actually giving these brothers. And you need to know that. A lot of you created spaces that literally is providing therapy for men. None of you brothers should be going to some office, listening to some woman, telling some woman about your life. That doesn't make no sense. You're not supposed to be doing that as men. Now, see these ladies out here, y'all want to go to these therapists because y'all think that somehow it's going to help you in your relationships. It's not going to help anything. The problem is, ladies, your so-called man or the man you're with is supposed to be the one giving you that therapy, not some other woman in some office somewhere. She's just getting paid. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to break down a lot. Rule number 1, you're on my live. You know what that means, right? I'm pretty sure you're probably most likely reading the chat. I'm sure people are pretty much telling everybody to get those likes up because, see, we're at 177 in the building, only 132 likes. I've been flowing nonstop since I started. I haven't even taken a break in my audio in terms of talking. If you want me to stop speaking, that means that you're not going to make those likes match those views, which means I'm going to go on a break. Since the likes are not up on the screen right now and I don't see people really paying attention, we're going to go on a nice early break. Now, normally I would just keep flowing, but you don't want me to flow. So we're going to go on a nice break. So y'all sit right there and figure it out.
Searching and searching for your love. Late in the night, right in the dark. Searching and searching for your love. Wanting more. Waiting for it. Open the door. Asking for more. Late in the night, right in the dark. Searching and searching for your love. Late in the night.
You know, you can leave, come right back, and play this little game. Once I see the likes are not matching the views, we're going to go on a break. See, I don't care if you get mad. I don't care if you leave. You can do whatever you want. Because the method by which I'm using right now is a method nobody's using. Nobody's doing this method right here. Because I'm just not moving forward till the likes are going up. And if the likes are not going up, we're shutting down the whole stream. And then what I'm going to do is this. Since you don't want to get the likes up so that we can just do the show, do what we got to do, enjoy what we got to get, and gain the information, I'm going to take the live stream private for members only, which means all of you folks that are out there that are not members, you're not going to see the live shows. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to post premieres for you. I'll do the live streams for the members only. So, that being said, we're going to go back and get back into business, do what we got to do. If the likes are not matching the views, we're going to go on another break. If the likes are not going up, we're just going to shut down the stream. We're going to go private, and we're going to do it for members only. That's how we're going to do business, because you're going to respect my time. I'm providing you the best on YouTube. Nobody else does it like me. No one. I'm underrated. The algorithm, I don't know what's going on. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I'm going to do to get those likes up. We're going to make sure that the likes are matching the views. So if you don't want to see me stop and talk, keep the likes going up. If I have to stop, it's your fault, not mine, because I don't want to stop. I'm a professional at what I do, and I know how to flow, and I know how to speak. It's you who are holding back everybody else from seeing the stream. So if the likes are not going up, best believe that I'm going to stop the stream. So let's move forward and focus on what we got to do. Now, getting back to my point, because see, when we have to stop, it's throwing me off. So I got to now readjust and restart on what I'm talking about. And that's you that's doing that. It's not me. It's because you're not playing fair. I'm providing you content. All you got to do is click the like button. Why is it so difficult for you to do that? Right? Now, you're going to learn the hard way. Trust and believe. When you start seeing these live shows, members only, you're going to be pissed because you're going to be like, my goodness, man, why don't y'all just click the damn like button and just support the brother? What's with all this hate? What's going on? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. But trust and believe. These live shows are going to be taken privately to members only pretty soon. And I'm going to do about 10 of them back to back. And you're not going to be able to see those streams unless you are a member. So keep it going. Keep the nonsense. Keep the foolishness going. Now, this particular woman was fired from her job because she was scolding men online. Scolding, bashing, belittling, and trying to shame men into going to therapy. That goes against company policy. Anyone that is a therapist or a medical professional should understand that when it comes to your patients, you're not supposed to make them feel uncomfortable. You're not supposed to do things that's going to get them in their feelings, making them feel bad. No, you're supposed to make them feel good about themselves, not necessarily gas them up, but you're supposed to make them feel comfortable, not feel like, oh, you know, like bashing them and beating them up into therapy. That's not going to work. So she violated company policy. So She got herself fired. Nobody went to her job and say, hey, peekaboo, could you fire her? No. A company is not going to fire you unless you violated company policy, especially if some type of lawsuit or there is a conflict of interest or some sort of mess can brew up from this. Oh, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. They're going to let you go. So what this lady essentially did is she made it bad for all therapists. Oh, yeah. She made all therapists look bad, fam. And that's sad, but we're going to get into this thing right now. So what I want to do is I want to react to this particular video here and kind of break this thing down so people can know what's going on here, because this is very, very serious. Let me see. This is Bet Yahuda says, and appreciate everybody supporting the stream and joining the membership. He said, how do I become a member, channel member? If you're on a cell phone, you would have to go into desktop mode. You would have to, I guess, log into your YouTube via the desktop mode. I mean, all you got to do, fam, is like just go on YouTube and search, how can I become a channel member? Like these type of things is pretty much self-explanatory. I say this every single time in the streams, every single time people keep asking me the same thing. All you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is go into YouTube and search on YouTube how to become a channel member on a cell phone. And it would pretty much give you detailed instructions on how to do this. Go into desktop mode, switch your phone to desktop mode. It's very simple, very easy. Again, if you need to do that, search on YouTube. Click in the search box, how to become a channel member. Do you understand? You'll find videos to do that. I can't keep explaining this. Listen to me very carefully, everybody. I'm no longer going to explain to adults how to become a channel member. I'm not doing that no more. All you got to do is search. Just like when you're searching for a video, search for the information. I'm not going to keep doing this because when I have to stop to teach people to do these type of things, it's annoying because I got to keep stopping. And then it's very, very annoying. It's taking me off what I got to do. Listen, people, when creators are doing a live stream, right? Our focus is doing what we got to do. We don't got time to answer this question, answer that question, say what's up 1,000 times. There's going to be a lot of changes. And I don't care who get mad. I'm letting you know straight up and down. No BSing. When I'm doing a live stream, understand something. I'm not going to stop every 10 seconds and say, hey, what's up to this one? And what's up to that one? And hey, you over there. And shout out to this one. I'm not doing that. I'm going to focus on the business agenda of what I got to do because it's throwing me off. My mind can only do but so much at one time. So I cannot be teaching you how to join a channel membership. I cannot shout out 1,000 people in a chat. I cannot read 100 super chats. I cannot do all that at the same time. My job is to focus on the content. So this is why we have moderators. This is why we have this. This is why we have that. So when someone posts a super chat or something, hey, moderators can say, hey, thanks for this, thanks for that. That way, everybody can flow. Do y'all all understand me? Because I don't think nobody else on YouTube has ever said this the way it needs to be said. Because when you're doing a live stream, you have to focus on the agenda so you can make the impact done. Now, that being said, I hope everybody been educated by that bit of information because we got work to do. All right? We got work to do. I am not a computer. I am not a fax machine. I have work to do. Now, again, when you come into the stream, get the likes up on the video. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all all know me. Y'all already done know I appreciate everybody coming through. We do this all the time. All the time. Right? So y'all all know what it is already. Everybody already done know what it is. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to react to this particular video. What I'm going to show you is the video of her pretty much expressing when she got fired. I'm going to show you that video first. And then I'm going to play it through so you can see the timeline of events that led up to this mess. You're going to see that she tried to make a public apology in hopes that that would save her situation. It didn't work. She's going to also try to claim that she love us brothers or whatever the case is. It's just a lot of stuff. And at first, I had an edited version of the video where I bleeped out every single cuss word she did. I decided to let that pretty much go. I want you to hear. I want you to hear everything that she had to say in its raw form. I don't want to hide nothing. I don't want to censor nothing. No, I want to give her her fair shake. I don't want nothing bleep. Nothing bleep. I want you to hear what she had to say raw and uncut so that we can pretty much react to this thing the way it needs to be done, the way it needs to be said. So without further ado, everybody in the clouds, everybody's viewing, do what you got to do, get a drink. It is what it is. We're going to take our time. We're going to break this thing down. Again, if you know where her TikTok is, you could pretty much find all those videos and view them in its entirety if you don't want me to start and stop. I am reacting to a video, which means I'm not going to play 32 minutes straight and then react. That's not how you do reactions. I'm going to play the portions and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to react. That's how I do what I do. If you don't want to hear that, go find the original videos and then listen to them and enjoy them. But I'm reacting. When you react to videos, you have to play the video clips and then react to them. That's how you make your points. So that being said, we're going to begin this thing right now and hear exactly what she had to say regarding men and therapy and so forth. Now, again, this is her latest video that she posts, pretty much letting everybody know that she got fired. Remember, this is a viral video. This video literally got her probably at this point, probably 1 million views off of this one video. Yeah, that's right. This clip, not the whole 30 minutes, but this one clip. The last time I checked when I downloaded it, it was at 800 and something thousand views for this one clip. So it's probably at 1 million already or more. So let's listen to this first. Let's listen to what she had to say. And then each clip is gonna play back to back because I put them all together in one sequence. So let's begin, let's flow, let's find out what's going on here. Let's go. Hold up, let me get the volume up. You know I always have the volume down. Okay, all right. Let's go now, let's go.
A little bit. Well, hello. It's your friendly neighborhood therapist who thought she could save these hoes, but got her job terminated as a result. Story time? I think yes. Shit you not, I posted a video on Monday telling men that their dusty behavior is only harming them and that they would benefit from emotional intelligence, and I shit you not, by Friday, didn't have employment.
That's not our fault. It wasn't us that reported your job. It wasn't us. You got reported by women. Now, she started off with the name calling, started calling us all sorts of stuff, telling us this and that. You're not supposed to do that as a therapist. You're not supposed to force it on no one. You already broke the rule. See, this is what happened when social media enters a woman's hands. You have a job. And you thought that you could come on TikTok and just run your mouth and do whatever you had to do, and somehow, some way, you're not going to be held accountable. See, it's interesting. Companies know how to hold BWs accountable. But black men been trying to hold you accountable for the longest. You don't want to listen to us. But do you see the swift judgment of a company when they hold you accountable? When a company hold you accountable, they don't play around. But let's go.
All of this started with a Psychology Today article stating that men are lonelier than ever because they have no fucking emotional skills. And I agreed and doubled down and told y'all that y'all lives would radically improve if you expanded the shit that came out your mouth. But instead of healing, y'all will do anything but that. Instead of being accountable like, hey, this bitch see me, and stirred a little bit, y'all got so hurt that you contacted massa.
Now notice, she called her job massa. You see that? She called her job massa. Isn't it interesting how people refer to their job as their master, which imply that they're a slave? But she's saying that black men contacted her massa. No, black men don't have time to do that. We're too busy being productive. We don't got time. We're too busy. The ones who contacted your company or your job was women. Women who were frustrated by what you were doing. They didn't like what you were doing. You went over and beyond. It's one thing to criticize black men. It's one thing to share your grievances or what you dislike. It's all fair game. Criticism is criticism. You know, if the cap fit, let them wear it. A hit dog will always holler. But you went a step and beyond. You were trying to shame, scold, bash, rebuke, and literally force men into going to therapy against their will. That's something you're not supposed to do. Those are the ground rules as a therapist. You're not supposed to do that. And that's something that you chose to do. And that's why you lost your job. It wasn't because black men reported you. No, it's not the case. But let's go.
That's exactly what happened. So first the post goes viral on Twitter. Cause y'all need fucking help. And y'all wanted to argue with bitches blue till they fucking blue in the face. Some of you hoes is not gonna be saved. And that's the conclusion that I've come to.
Now, notice that little piece of text that was on the screen. Let's rewind that back. Let's look at that text that was on the screen. I'm not sure if I can get that. Hold on a second.
Woman who serves the fucking black community.
Let me start that over. Hold on. Let me see.
Shit you not, I posted a video on Monday telling men that their dusty behavior is only harming them and that they would benefit from emotional intelligence. And I shit you not, by Friday, didn't have employment. All of this started with a Psychology Today article stating that men are lonelier than ever because they have no fucking emotional skills. And I agreed and doubled down and told y'all that y'all lives would radically improve if you expanded the shit that came out your mouth. But instead of healing, y'all will do anything but that.
Nah, she's not calling women we call it 304s. She's calling us brothers that fitness information. She's not calling women that. That's the whole thing that sparked the controversy. She's not talking to women. She's calling us brothers these names. And that's what really sparked the fire with how her anger towards men made her look like a man hater. And it went viral all over social media. And what that did, it made people in high places. Remember, there's all sorts of people that watch content. And there's people that got, you know what I'm saying, they sit in certain seats and they could call people on speed dial. You know, there's certain people that be online. You listen, there's all sorts of people that watch your content. You know what I'm saying? Both small and great. You know what I'm saying? You could be a small YouTuber and you might have somebody that have 500K subscribers and they're tuning into your platform. You're like, wow, I ain't know so-and-so watch my videos. That's crazy. You never know who's watching. Somebody saw her TikToks, was like, hold up. You're into the medical field. You're doing this, that. You're not supposed to be doing this. They picked up that phone, made a few phone calls, called the top folks. It was a wrap for her after that. Right? You got to be careful when you're on these type of jobs, but let's go.
Instead of being accountable, like, hey, this bitch see me, and stirred a little bit, y'all got so hurt that you contacted massa.
Nope, not us.
That's exactly what happened.
No.
So first the post goes viral on Twitter, because y'all need fucking help.
You can't say that. See, again, you can't look at men and say, y'all need help. How can you just look at men through social media and say, y'all need help? You can't do that. That's a violation of standards right there. You have a problem with men. See, the issue here, brothers and sisters, is this. Modern women are the ones with these issues. That's why they're at these therapists, man. Because they keep dealing with all these different men, having sexual relations, having all these babies, going through all this drama. You know what I mean? They're the ones coping with all this trauma. And what happened is the therapist has been busy lying to these women so much that they don't have no more lies to sell them. Do you understand? So what they're doing is they're saying the ones who really have the issues is the men. And the women are like, for real? And they're like, yes, the men are the ones that have the issues. We need more men to get into therapy. And they convince the women that men are the ones that need to see a therapist. And because us brothers are not falling for the okie doke, because we're on social media, we're busy following influencers, male content creators. We're getting the 411. You got red pill guys, you got blue pill, you got black pill, you got all these different pills, and you got all this different type of content that people consume on social media. Men don't even go to therapists, bro, because they don't need none of that mess. We have enough influencers all over social media that are pretty much giving us the game, giving us the understanding on what we need to do in various different situations. And she's trying to flip the script on everybody. Let's go.
And y'all wanted to argue with bitches blue till they fucking blue in the face. Some of you hoes is not going to be saved. And that's the conclusion.
Again, she said some of you 304s, referring to men. She's not talking to women. She's talking to men. And she said, we're not going to be able to be saved. That's what she said. Listen carefully.
That I've come to.
Oh, damn. I just missed the damn part that I wanted to see. I just missed the part that I wanted to see. And anyway, I'm not going to rewind it again. Something came on the screen which says you can't force someone to change or force someone to do this and that. Well, she violated her own ethics because as a therapist, you're not supposed to shame and force somebody to go to therapy. You're not supposed to do that. You understand? She's the one who is hurt about a lot of things. She needs therapy at the end of the day.
So because this shit's gone viral, I'm thinking, okay, cool. We starting a discussion on mental health and people are, you might not like my fucking delivery, but motherfuckers is starting to talk.
No, you didn't start a discussion. You didn't start a conversation. You were scolding and bashing men and belittling them into going to a therapist when they don't even need a therapist. That's crazy. That's like a mechanic, bashing and belittling me, saying, hey, you need to go to the mechanic, man. Your car, you need to check it out. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with my car, bro. Everything is good. Nah, bro, you need to go to that mechanic. You really do. Your car, listen, it's liable to crash, bro. It's just not, sir, but everything is driving good. I don't see no lights. Nothing is signaling saying I need to change anything. You know how your car is supposed to tell you when things are wrong, things are wrong. It's not telling you something's wrong. That's what she's doing. She's basically trying to scold and rebuke men into going to a therapist when they don't need no therapy, trying to convince them that they have a problem. That is what that article was suggesting by saying that men are single and lonely, which makes no logical sense because women outnumber men. So if men are single and lonely, then by all means, all of you ladies are lonely. Not only lonely, you're single too. So the article itself was one-sided because it was designed to bash men, belittle men, make men feel like they need therapy. Brothers, you don't need no damn therapy. Nope.
Shaking the tables, I don't give a fuck. But then it turns into this entire crusade of attacking a black woman.
No. Nobody was attacking you. Nobody. What do you mean by a crusade? Nobody. There was no crusade to attack you. You went on TikTok. You did what you had to do. You embarrassed yourself. You made your profession look bad. You thought you were cute. And now you're looking crazy right now. You understand? Now you're looking crazy. That's your fault, fam. You went out there. You did something you weren't supposed to do. You violated company policy. You didn't read the fine print. You thought you were untouchable. See, for the longest, BW's been coming on social media, bashing, berating men, talking all sorts of craziness, and they weren't checked for this stuff. Your company or wherever you worked for, they pretty much checked you about what you did. You're not supposed to be talking about patients. You talked about how a lot of the patients or the men that come to your practice, the people that visit for therapy, you said it was men. And you began to say that women were leaving their man because of these issues. You violated your own policy right there. That's why you lost your job. You're not supposed to be doing that.
Who serves the fucking black community? There were comments like, I'm gonna find her credentials and report her because I told y'all to be better. Yeah, y'all are fucking weird.
Wow.
Y'all scream that y'all want to protect women, protect black women specifically, but have done nothing to protect this black woman who has been serving the communities.
How are you serving the community by scolding and bashing men? I don't recall seeing you serving the community at all. No, not with what you did in your recent videos. That's not serving the community. And why would anybody protect you? If you want protection, go find a husband. Period. You understand? If you want protection, you need to find a husband. That's what you're supposed to do, because for some odd reason, people don't seem to understand that. But that's just the way it is in this society. You know, women want to come out here, do X, Y, and Z, play all these games, and then talk about, well, you know, the black man said that, you know, he want to protect this and protect that. And no, if you want protection, you need to go find yourself a so-called husband. And since those likes are not up and they're not where they need to be, we are going on a break. Yep, that's right. So let her hear this particular song. Let's go. Since those likes are not matching those views, we going on this break.
Stop.
Look at the girl them there, so them talking. Look at the girl them party. Look at the girl there. Look at the girl there. Look at the girl them vex. Look at the girl them there, so them talking. Look at the girl them party. Look at the girl there. Look at the girl there. Look at the girl them vex. Girl them attack on the line. Woman they saw them attack all the time. Them on TikTok, them on YouTube. The girl them rude too, and all the girl them vex. Look at the girl them they saw them text. Girl in the party, girl them face vex. Them have no man, no man. Me say, look at the girl, she a have no man, yo. If you want protection, you better find a husband. And if you can't find that, you better dial 911. If you want protection, you better find a husband. And if you can't find that, you better dial 911. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. For the girl them. For the girl them, no. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. For the girl them. For the girl them, no. So why are you expecting me to protect you? Protect you, no. You're not my wife. So why are you expecting me to protect you? Protect you, no. You're not my wife. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. For the girl them. You're not my wife. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. For the girl them. For the girl them. If you want protection, you better find a husband. And if you can't find that, you better dial 911. If you want protection, you better find a husband. And if you can't find that, you better dial 911. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. For the girl them. For the girl them, no. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. Me not have to fight for the girl them. For the girl them. For the girl them, no. You know me wife, you know me girl, So why you talking? Why you vex? You know me wife, you know me girl, So why you talking? Why you vex? You know me wife, you know me girl, So why you talking? Why you vex? You know me wife, you know me girl, So why you talking? Why you vex? If you want protection, you better find a husband. And if you can't find that, you better dial 911. If you want protection, you better find a husband. And if you can't find that, you better dial 911.
Okay, all right. So we are back from our break. Because, people think that I'm playing when I talk about we're going to be going on these breaks. They think this is a game. When I don't see my likes matching the views of the people that are in the building, we are going on a break. So if you come into the stream and you think you're just going to sit there and enjoy everything and listen and do whatever you got to do, no. We're going to go on a long break. And even if the likes get up, I'm still going to continue the break. See, we're going to do this all the time till you just get it in your head that when you're watching Black Miller Advice TV and he's live and he's on camera and you're not clicking the like button, we're going to have a whole bunch of breaks and we're never going to get through. And keep in mind, I could care less if you leave. You're not bothering me one bit. Trust and believe. You understand? Not bothering me one bit. Okay? So, I forgot to switch off the damn thing. I forgot to switch the damn video off. Now, if I have switched back the camera thing, it's going to go back and play the video again like that. That's what's going to happen, but I'm not going to play it again. I'll just turn it off like that. Put back on my fire. There you go. Now we back. Now, you see all that time that was wasted when I had to go on a break? I mean, it's not wasted for me because I get some, free promotion promoting my music. All right? So it's not wasted for me. It's wasted for you. You're the one that's wasting your battery. Go get your charger for your phone. Anyway, let's get back to where we left off. Again, if the likes are not matching the views, we are going on a break. Let's go.
I have been violated in several areas, and I'm going to outline each one. This article was written by a fucking black woman, putting my full government and my place of employment. So being doxxed by a black woman can't fake, kind of fucking hurts, and she never once reached out to me or contacted me so I could spend my side of the story.
You said that she doxed you? No, she didn't dox you. She just did her little research and pretty much understood who you were because you left a paper trail of information online. Now, I have the article in front of me. I want to go take a look at it. I'm not going to put it up on the screen. I'm just going to read it. If you want to find this article, it's pretty much titled right in the video, but I'll let you know. It's called Black America Responds to Therapists Who Scolds Black Men for Not Going to Therapy. So you can pretty much find the article and read it on your own. The woman who wrote the article, I think his name is Aishika. Aishika is her name. She wrote the article on August 16th of this month. And it goes as follows. It says, a black female therapist has gone viral after criticizing black men for not going to therapy. I guess this particular woman's, all right, they list the woman's name. So in the article, we got her name. We got her name. So again, if you want to read the article, you can go find it. I'm not going to say her name publicly. I know how to follow the rules. Can I get a witness? I'm not going to say her government publicly, but I got it right there on the screen, right? It says who works, and it tells you where she worked, right? Sparked a debate amongst black Americans, I guess, on Saturday, August 13th, when she posted a TikTok video to her more than 148,000 followers. In the video, the woman's name tells black men to expand your emotional vocabulary and go to therapy. Wow. And she kind of went on and quoted, I guess, different things that she said from her videos and stuff like that. I'm not going to go through the whole article and stuff like that because, you know what I'm saying, you could read that on your own time. There's too much information in there, and I don't want all of that information in the video. I want to focus on what is public for our own consumption here, even though I can pretty much go on a rant with all her information that's public. I could do that. But for the context of this video, I want to focus on actually just reacting to what she had to say on TikTok. right? So if you want to see that article, it has her full name, information, where she worked, whatever the case is, who employed her, who paid her. It got all that information in the article right there for your own personal information. So that being said, let's continue on with what she had to say.
This is the article that spooked my fucking job and got me fired. Not only did she not have any regard for my safety.
What safety? What are you talking about safety? You put the information out there. It was a black woman that reported you and put your information out there. Why are you blaming us men for what a black woman did to you? We weren't the one that wrote some article. It was a black woman that wrote the article. All right. You're mad about that because you thought that as a BW, you all supposed to stick together and bash the men. It didn't work in this case. It backfired on you. You know what I'm saying? Last week, it was all fun and games. You're mocking the men, telling them to get into therapy, but now you're crying about it. You got to own this one at the end of the day.
Many other articles have been written as a result. Here are a few of them, just to name a few.
You should read them.
Black Twitter has words for therapists scolding men to go to fucking therapy. Y'all attacked me and got mad at me because I wanted better for y'all.
No. Nobody attacked you for wanting nothing. No. Just the other day, you were telling BWs to go out there and become 304s. That's what you did. I made a reactionary video about that. Nobody attacked you. You're out here scolding men to get into therapy. You're not supposed to do that. You know the rules based on your profession. Come on. That's unprofessional. It's unbecoming of a professional. You're not supposed to do that. Right? So don't say that men were attacking you. Nobody's attacking you. You're in your own home. You're protected by the door that locks in. Nobody knows where you live. Nobody made any threats at you. I don't know why you're going on this rant about, people attacking you. You were spewing a lot of verbal insults at men. You got to own what happened to you at the end of the day. Let's go.
That's the most crab in the barrel bucket type bullshit I've ever heard in my fucking life.
You hear the language, you hear the anger, you hear how the hatred that she has for men. You see that? Now notice all I'm doing is reacting, sharing my commentary and criticism. Notice the difference in her tone and my tone. Listen to that.
A plethora of black men decided to take it upon themselves to call my employment to get me fired.
She said a plethora of black men. How does she know black men called her job? How does she know that? Because the last time I checked, when someone has a complaint and they call a company, all of those phone calls are actually anonymous. How do you know it wasn't white men? How do you know it wasn't white women? How do you know? It could have been anybody from TikTok that called your company. It could have been, matter of fact, it could have been anybody from Twitter because the article came out. BW made a written article about you, and it could have been the readers of her article. For all I know, she probably is a writer that gets a large audience of readers, and they probably got very upset. And once they realized that you're on TikTok, they realize your name. It could have been somebody that is in the medical field who know who you are, and they reported it to company, and people in HR, whatever the case is, whoever employs you or did employ you, you got reported by multiple people that are within that field. Black men had nothing to do with calling your job or calling this and that. We don't do stuff like that. Men don't resort to that type of foolishness. Like, seriously, men don't resort to that type of stuff. But let's go.
You succeeded, but you succeeded in not the way that you think. If it's one thing about black women is that we're incredibly resilient.
Do you see the arrogance? Do you see that even in her defeat, she's still defiant, still want to boast, still want to act like she's wrong and strong? You see that? Very unacceptable. Rather than her just humble herself and just, recognize that she did this to herself and move on. Instead, now she's trying to act like she's not fazed by being fired. You know what I mean? It's bothering her deeply. Let's go.
This just cleared the table to give me space and opportunity to educate the masses while shaking our asses to healing because y'all got mad because I wanted you to do better.
Wow. She's going to educate the masses while shaking their blankety blank. Wow. Very, very interesting. But let's go.
I was told they consulted with shareholders and decided to terminate my contract because I told y'all to go to therapy. That's the world we live in.
No.
A couple days ago, Psychology Today released this article about the rise of lonely single men.
Please, with all your spirit gusto, go click back on that video.
Now, that is when she first started her madness. She saw the videos of the article going around. Everybody was talking about it. And a lot of women all over TikTok was using that same video clip. Not that video clip, but everybody was talking about the article. I made 2 reaction videos about the article, 2 of them, pretty much debunking all of that BS about men being lonely and being lonely. Single, that's one thing. Lonely, no. Us brothers are not lonely. We're not. But let's listen to what she have to say.
Been telling y'all motherfuckers that y'all are going to be single for the rest of your fucking life if you do not increase your emotional communication skills.
Wait a minute, woman. Those are my talking points. I'm the one who's been saying that modern women will be single for the rest of their natural life because they don't want to humble themselves. That's my talking points. You probably been listening to my videos, stealing my content. That's what you've been doing. So don't try to make it seem like men are going to be single for the rest of their life. Men are out here blowing the backs out of all these damn women. I don't know what you're talking about. This is why these women are going to therapy, because they're dealing with all these different men that they deal with. That's what's really going on. These women are literally traumatized because they keep dealing with all these different guys. If women just keep their legs closed, take care of their kids, and be responsible adults, they won't be in no therapist's office. You understand what I mean? So, let's get back into the video, find out what's going on.
Emotional intelligence or any of these things. The Psychology Today article that my good sis is referencing is nothing but proof that these podcast alpha male bullshit ass father issue having ass motherfuckers is forcing y'all.
Do you see how she have a lot of anger towards podcasters, influencers, primarily YouTube, TikTok, and so forth? She have an issue with men. What does that say? Therapists in general have a problem with a lot of you content creators. See, this is why, as creators, especially like here on YouTube, us brothers, we have to step up our game to a certain level of professionalism because the world is watching us. And the world realize, listen to me, we're not just YouTubers. We're professional influencers. We're capable of drawing an audience of folks, whether male or female. And through that influence, we're able to create change in the lives of people. Therapists realize that. They're losing a lot of clientele, a lot of business, because they're looking at, wow, look at all these influencers all over social media that people are listening to. They should be listening to us, not Black Male Advice TV, not this guy, not that woman. They should be listening to me. That's what's going on. They figure since they got a license and they got this, that they're qualified for people to listen to them. No, this is a new day. This is social media. We're the ones with the influence. So all of you creators out there, you need to make sure that you carry yourself in the best manner possible because the whole world is watching you. Trust and believe that. So if you got a platform, you got a channel, you got to clean up all the BS, clean up all the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself situated, clean up your image, you know what I'm saying? Make it a little more professional so that people can really take you serious before what you actually do, because a lot of therapists, psychologists, and so forth, they watch our platforms low key. A lot of them get their own information on how to deal with their patients from our platforms, believe it or not. They would never tell you that they're watching your platform. You'd be surprised how many therapists literally would regurgitate word for word, verbatim, of the things that we say on these YouTube streets. And they'll teach that to their patients. And they'll be like, wow, their patient be like, wow, you're such a great therapist. And they watching our platforms. That's what's going on, fam.
To a lifetime of singleness. I keep seeing on this bullshit ass app that women have these poor attitudes and all this other bullshit when men truly just need to extend their emotional vocabulary so they can flourish and have meaningful, healthy relationships.
You talking about men need to extend their emotional vocabulary to have these great relationships. Where is your great relationship? You don't even got one. So stop. You're not in a position to tell men to extend anything when you don't even have a so-called marriage. Please. Where is your husband? Where is he? You don't have one. Do you understand? So stop. You're not in a position to tell anybody what they have or don't have, or they're going to have this relationship or that, when you don't even have the results. How many of you folks in the clouds is going to listen to a homeless man? And no disrespect to anybody that's homeless. My heart goes out to people that are homeless, that don't have, a place to stay, food to eat, and so forth. The point in me bringing that up is how many of you would take financial advice from a person that's homeless living on the street? How many? I'm sure nobody, right? Okay. Why would you take advice from a therapist that, number one, don't have a relationship? So how in the world they understand? They don't have success. So how could they offer you advice? And they need therapy themselves. Think about that. Think about it. It's like you're going in there and listening to somebody that has trauma just like you.
But instead, y'all listening to these Kevin Samuel ass motherfuckers, and it's leaving you 50 and alone.
You see that? She has a personal vendetta against Kevin Samuels. The man is in his grave, and this woman is still bringing up his name. It's like Kevin Samuels is working from the grave still. This is amazing. He's still being effective even in death. Man, the impact must have been that great on them. But she has a problem with creators, influencers, male influencers. These are their enemies. They have a problem with us brothers for some odd reason. And she felt she was doing her part. But see, I warn you brothers. I warn you brothers about female creators and how they tried to come in, because I'm hearing word on the street that a lot of people were holding her up as some sort of woman that had good intentions for men. I'm hearing it through the grapevine that she came in as some sort of chameleon that was being praised by men. And I don't know if this is true, but I never heard of this woman or what's her case. All I know is that I seen her on TikTok one time, and I did a reactionary video to her teaching women to go out there and become 304s. And then this mess comes out. And what's so interesting, I said in my recent video that I did, I believe it was in the video about the article, I said that she is going to lose her job because of what she's doing. I mentioned that. And it's funny how it just came to pass just like that. It's crazy.
Fix it. It appears a man has entered the chat. And you're wrong. Let's explore why. So let's see what we got here. So off on this one.
To come on camera like that as a woman, you really have to take your profession serious. Like seriously, like you come on camera, you're not dressed appropriate, you're not. It's unbecoming of somebody that claims to be a therapist. That you parade yourself around so loosely like this. I don't think that is cute. It's not.
I usually rock with you, but this isn't the lead reason why older men are single. But hey, go off. I'm gonna go off. Since you asked so nicely.
You see what she's doing, fam? Do you see what's going on? Do you see what she's doing? Shaking her behind. I mean, is that nice? Is that what they're supposed to do? That's not cool, fam. That's not cool at all. Well, let's go.
I'll go off. Men are so stubborn that even a Psychology Today article that is conducted by actual researchers, you still want to argue. These aren't my words. These are the articles of research.
First of all, the article is BS. So let me get this straight. So if somebody write an article and say anything, you just believe it, just like that. You're saying that this article did this research about men. I don't recall nobody knocking my door interviewing me. Nobody didn't do that. So how do you take that article and say it's facts? Please. Article don't apply to me. Anyway, let's go.
So despite actual statistics stating that men are actually the fuck alone because y'all refuse to expand your emotional vocabulary.
You know what's so interesting? How she's trying to throw out statistics and all this other stuff, but yet when Kevin Samuels was listing all these different statistics or whatever, no one wanted to listen to anything. You see that? But now all of a sudden she figured because an article was written by one person that somehow it means that all men are single and lonely. If all men are single and lonely, ladies, and you outnumber men 21-1, then guess what? That means you would be single and lonely by default. If you did the math, you would not be celebrating that men are single and lonely. Because if you think about the conditions that you're in right now when it comes to dating and black men, and you look at the prison system, you look at men that play for the other team, you look at men that probably died in these streets, there aren't really much men left. So if men are single and lonely, why is it that women are in an uproar over Roe v. Wade being overturned? If Roe v. Wade was overturned and you're mad about that, why would you be mad? Nobody's getting pregnant. Single and lonely, anyone? Let me tell you something, man. I'm the best in the game, hands down. You're just exposing them left and right. If men are single and lonely, you don't have to worry about getting pregnant. Trust and believe, you're getting your back blown out by somebody. So these guys are not single and lonely. Best believe that. Right? Okay, let's go.
Bitches are not dealing with y'all horse shit anymore. Even in an article, y'all are still not believing this.
You want men to believe the lies. Men are not believing that BS. Why would men believe an article of a guy that played for the other team? Why would we do that? We did our research. We found out who wrote the article. Come on. It's all propaganda and lies. Let's go.
I have so many clients that are leaving their partners because they refuse to expand any part of themselves.
Now, notice what she just said. She have many clients, right, that are leaving their partners because their man don't want to expand his emotional vocabulary. She just violated her own company policy. Right there, she done canned herself. Facts. She canned herself right there.
Podcast culture has forced y'all to believe that treating women like shit is the answer to getting women.
No, you're lying. You're literally spewing a lot of misinformation. If there's misinformation, what she's saying is misinformation. She's saying this podcast culture. Notice what she's talking about. Who is she attacking? She's attacking social media influencers. See, modern women want all of us men to be silent. Why? Because if we're silent, that means we're not holding them accountable. You understand? Not only that, if we're silent, you brothers that are out there, you won't have the game on how to move in these so-called streets, and women will be taking advantage of you. They'll be taking advantage of you. All you brothers that be thirsting for women that tries on so-called dresses on their show, if content creators like me are not here to speak on those issues, you guys will still be thirsting over there. You know what I mean? I've been teaching you guys, stop taking these modern women on dinner dates. What are you doing that for? A woman is supposed to cook for you, bro. You're a grown man. You're with a woman. Why this woman don't feel it necessary to cook for you? You know, that's disrespectful. You're emasculating yourself by paying for a dinner date when a woman is supposed to literally be giving you a hot plate. It don't make no sense, bro. But let's go.
And I'm here to tell you, bruh, that we're human beings and don't want to tolerate y'all fuck shit. I.e., we are okay with being childless and alone at the cost of your emotional abuse.
Now, notice what she just said there, that they don't have no problem being childless, right? And not in no relationship and just single because of your emotional abuse. Blaming men for their emotional abuse. This is what therapists are teaching modern women. And this is why women are literally leaving relationships. Where do you think all these women get all this idea of breaking up with their boyfriend or getting a so-called divorce? It's from a so-called therapist, fam. So they're blaming all of us men for emotional abuse towards women. And they're not even holding themselves accountable for anything. You see how women are? They don't hold themselves accountable for nothing. Everything is the man. The man's fault. It's his fault. He's emotionally abusing you. His emotional language is not on your level. You need to leave him. I had many patients and many clients, and they're leaving their boyfriends and their husbands because they don't want to step their game up. Ma'am, you're not supposed to talk about that in public. That's the whole point of having a therapist. Confidentiality. You're supposed to be able to talk in secret and keep those things at bay. Right? Okay, let's go.
We okay on that? Now, wait. You might be thinking, but wait, I'm not abusive. The definition of abuse is the intentional misuse of something. By you intentionally not taking your motherfucking ass to therapy and talking about all the things that plague you, you are neglecting your bitch.
Wow.
And she's not tolerating this shit no more.
You see that language? You see the tone saying that you're neglecting your woman if you refuse to go get that therapy. You think that's the way she's supposed to be conducting herself as a therapist? Not at all. She thought that because she's a woman, that she could come online with not much clothes on and throw her body around and shake her tail, that somehow it's going to go unchecked. Oh no, not with these corporate companies out here. They don't play that. Their shareholders and all their different folks, they ain't trying to lose no money. They about the bag. Let's go.
You know what? I even pulled the article back up. I'm gonna read this because y'all seem to not know words. This literally says, I hear dating culture themes between women of the ages 25 and 45. They prefer men who are emotionally available, good communicators, and share similar values.
That's a lie. Women do not look for men that are emotionally available. Why are you lying, fam? Modern women do not like men that are emotionally available. You like men that are emotionally unavailable. Those are the kind of guys that women deal with. Why they're in therapy. Because they deal with toxic men. Modern women do not want a good man. Y'all all know this. I don't know why y'all playing games. I don't know why they playing games. They deal with toxic men. They have sexual relations with toxic men. They go through a metamorphosis. They have trauma, baggage, all sorts of hurts and pains. And then when they go through multiple breakups, they blame the new guy for all of the personal problems they had in the past with multiple men. This is what they've been doing for a very long time, right? Let's go. Let's continue. Let's go.
Y'all don't even know how to articulate your emotions. So how the fuck are you supposed to maintain a relationship? I.e., you can't. That's why you're single.
Wow. Do you see the scolding? Do you see the abusive language? Do you see how she's saying that you're not even emotionally or educated enough to even talk or be in a relationship with a woman? But yet, the women of today, they're angels. They could do no wrong. They're perfect. They're without fault. It's all our faults as men. We're just the bad guys. All of us included. We're all bad guys, according to them.
Still not convinced, boo-boo? I got another one for you. Skills deficits. For men, this means a relationship skills gap that if not addressed, i.e. in therapy, take y'all fucking asses to therapy.
You see that? Take your effing ASSs to therapy. And you're wondering why you lost your job. You're not supposed to do that. As a medical professional in any sort of field like that, you're not supposed to force, belittle, scold, or make or intimidate a person or future client into attending your practice out of some sort of fear or some sort of shame. You're not supposed to do that, because now that would affect any sort of trauma or healing or any hurt that they may have internally due to past exposure to different issues in life, which is going to in turn make your job harder as a so-called therapist. Do you follow me? Let's go.
Will likely lead to fewer dating opportunities, less patience for poor communication skills, and longer periods of being single. The problem for men is that emotional connection is the lifeblood of a healthy, long-term, loving relationship. Emotional connection requires skills that families are still not consistently teaching their young boys. Y'all can learn this shit in therapy. That's why I keep telling y'all this shit.
You see that? Y'all can learn this in therapy. Now, you said that these particular guys are not learning that from their parents because of what the article says. Well, who are raising these men if that was true? Who are raising them? Who are raising the majority of these men today? That's right, single mothers. So if men really had a problem, it would be because their moms are raising them up by themselves, because she's the one who kicked the father out of the house. So we need to bring the mom into therapy. See, this is a problem. And people don't like to address the real issues here. She's busy focusing on the men as though the men are doing all of this and the men is doing all of that. And it's not the case, fam. But anyway, let's go.
You wonder why older men go for younger women? Because older women are not tolerating y'all horse shit.
Wow.
But now we're seeing the gap close even more. Y'all need to stop listening to these male podcasters. Male podcasters. Male podcasters. Male podcasters.
You see that? She's saying that y'all need to stop listening to these male podcasters. That is their issue. They don't want you brothers to listen to influencers such as myself and other men on social media. See, the thing is, all of you brothers, and I'm speaking from a YouTube's perspective, all of you brothers on YouTube, whether popular, unpopular, large platform, small, medium size, it doesn't really matter. If you are a male content creator, you must understand that you are an influencer. And a lot of men believe in your message and they come to your platform to gain information on how to even get through the week. You wouldn't believe it, but a lot of you guys are helping a lot of men to literally make it to next week. I'm talking about guys that probably wanted to check out, guys that were literally contemplating X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm talking about. But because your content is actually feeding their spirit, it made these brothers rethink and reevaluate their life to the point where they realize that it's not that bad. And you gave them that type of hope. I may not be able to save certain brothers, but you might. And then there might be some brothers, you can't help them. They may have to come to my platform and I may say something that can resonate with them. So at the end of the day, as a collective, we're actually feeding a demographic of men and providing them the necessary therapy that is needed, even though we're not no licensed practitioner in any sort of field such as this or a therapist, but we do have the talent and the mental fortitude and the wisdom to apply the information and the experiences that we have as men on these YouTube streets and these cameras and through this audio that actually affect change in men today. All right, let's go.
Who are sad that their dads didn't return with the milk.
You see that?
Go to therapy and talk about the shit that plagues you so you can have healthy relationships.
You see how she just mocked you for not having a father? Do you see how she shamed you by saying you're just mad because your father didn't bring home the milk? Do you see that? You're not supposed to do that as a therapist. See, I'm pretty sure the people at the top reviewed all of her videos and they looked at it and that made them determine that they need to let her go because she's making the business look bad. She's causing them to lose profits. Possibly there might be lawsuits from people that are pending. There's a lot of things that could come into play due to this particular issue here. Let's go.
Love you, King. Be well.
Wow.
I fucking love it here. First off, y'all bitches is smart. This is the exact Blah. The comment says, I wish men would understand that emotional intelligence is so important because of how much clarity/security it would bring to your lives. Y'all think bitches just be talking in y'all ear just to be fucking talking. We don't. Y'all think bitches just want to argue with y'all because y'all refuse to expand your emotional vocabulary. We don't. It's to provide clarity for both us and y'all dusty bitches.
You see how she's talking to men? You see that? That's unbecoming of somebody that's trying to help men. Now, later on, you're going to hear her with these lame apologies, talking about how much she care about men and, you know, her love for men and this and that. And it just doesn't sound that way. That's why I had to put together all of these video clips so that you can hear the timeline of events, so that you can make up your own mind what you want to believe. Because I personally don't believe that she have any love in her heart for us men. And I believe that due to her getting fired, she realized the error of her ways. And now she's trying to redeem herself by acting like she's apologetic. And it's actually continually backfiring because now all of social media is talking about this due to the fact that it went viral. And see, if she wanted to get the message out, she could have got it out in a better way. Instead, she chose the negative route. And in the process, she lost her so-called job with a particular company. And that's her own fault. But let's go.
Let me stop. This shit really truly irks me because when I say you need to expand your emotional vocabulary, it's so your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch?
Wow.
I think yes, right?
Do you see how she's talking? Like we're all little children, like we need her help. This is crazy, fam. You're talking to grown men and this is how you're talking to them?
Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. Bitches is not tolerating that. Like, it used to be where men provided financially or with schmeat, and bitches can make their own self come and we can pay for our own shit. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up on the emotional part. If a bitch is telling you, I need you.
She's trying to imply that women are emotionally stable and they're sound and they're doing what they're supposed to do. If that was the case, why are they in therapy? They're not emotionally healed. Stop. She's lying. They're trying to shift the blame by saying it's you brothers who need this therapy because women been in therapy so long and they're still not getting better. Why? Because therapy is not designed for you to get better. They're not helping you. You understand? And I'm not talking about therapy as in you have an injury and the medical folks are trying to get you back to be rehabilitated and get you back on your feet. Not that kind of therapy. This kind of therapy where they're verbally talking to you about different issues and traumas, that kind of therapy does not help nobody. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people that are in therapy, mainly just women, and they go there back and forth and they're not being helped. If anything, they grow worse because of the therapy.
Communicate more. Open your fucking mouth. But you know what I realized? And let me back up. A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90% of my clientele have been men. Black men specifically. And what we specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even have the words to express how you're feeling. So when you expand your vocabulary and knowledge of what you are experiencing, because y'all are human beings who experience feelings and emotions and don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all ain't had to choke that shit down since 2016. Anyway, if y'all are not in therapy, expanding your emotional vocabulary, your life just off top is going to be more difficult.
You see that? She's basically making you feel like your life is going to be difficult unless you get into therapy. And this is what they want to do. They want to use a lot of psychology, reverse psychology, to try to talk you into attending a shrink in order for you to pretty much get yourself well. This is crazy, fam. And I like what Anita said. She says, God is my therapist. Yeah. The Most High can give you all the therapy that you need, fam. All you got to do is go to him and talk about your issues, talk about your problems, and he will give you the wisdom to direct your steps, period. That's a good answer. All right, let's go.
When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you expand your awareness of yourself. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you understand how you can navigate in this bitch. this fucking weird ass world that is so hard on y'all, like, let's acknowledge that the world is very difficult for y'all, but y'all are not making it any easier, bruh. You're not.
See, she continually mocking by saying that the world is difficult and we're not making it any easier by not going to therapy, as if though we're sick mentally. Like we need to sit down and talk to somebody about some problems that we don't have, but they're trying to make you feel like you got some sort of problem that you need to talk about. This is crazy.
When bitches are telling y'all to go to therapy, it's not for us, it's for y'all sad motherfuckers.
Wow.
Go to therapy, talk about that shit that's on your chest. You don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all are doing a disservice to yourself. And so let me sum this shit up.
It's crazy.
Y'all told bitches to elevate our standards. And at the cost of us elevating y'all standards, y'all got axed because y'all didn't elevate either. Bitches are not tolerating emotional abuse, emotional neglect.
See, she's talking about emotional abuse, emotional neglect. Good quality men do not abuse women. Do you follow me? Quality men that are there for you, that want to provide, that want to love you, that want to be respectful, those kind of men are not emotionally abusing you. Those men are not mistreating you. So what are you talking about? The kind of guys that you're talking about are toxic men that modern women love to deal with. See, what I find in this society is modern women are blaming all men for the toxic men that they had in their past, assuming that all men need therapy because of the men that did them dirty. Ma'am, you chose those kind of guys. Those are the guys that you ladies open your legs for. Those are the kind of guys you ladies have children for. You understand? Not us. Good quality men do not go around abusing women. So you're wrong on all points.
Step it up. Go talk to somebody. Go expand your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better, bitch.
You see that? Telling you that your life can be better than insulting you at the same time. Do you really think a company is going to want to keep you employed with you doing that? It's not going to happen. You got yourself fired.
All right. Go in peace. I want to get something off my chest about the black man that thoroughly frustrates me. Can I do it? I'm gonna fucking do it anyway. You know, my favorite flavor of ice cream is hardworking black man, but I can't seem to find that flavor in the store no more. And I'm trying to figure out what the fuck why. In my experience, specifically when it comes to dating, black men just off top want bitches to submit, but provide nothing.
You see that? She said black men don't provide nothing. More bashing, more belittling. We don't provide nothing. We're just a nobody. How in the world could she say she loves or is favored or favor black men? And this is how she's talking. You got to peep the game, fam.
Provide nothing to submit to. Nowadays, y'all don't even have the education or credentials to be talking to a bitch.
Wow. We don't have the education or the credentials to even talk to a woman. She refers herself as bitchs. That's how she refers to themselves. Not me. I didn't say that. That's what she referred to women as. She said that we're not educated, or do we have the credentials to talk to women today? Do you see the belittling, the bashing, the scolding, that men are nothing? We're just nobodies, right? But yet she's supposed to be a therapist trying to get men to get into therapy. Do you really think if men needed therapy that they would get into therapy with the way you're scolding them? No. Especially when they don't even have a problem. Because the men that she's talking about are the toxic men that these women are continually dating. See, all of the women that came to you for therapy, they remained talking to men that are toxic, even while attending therapy. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of women at the sound of my voice that would attend a therapist and then go right back to the same guy that they're having trouble with, dealing with the same BS day in and day out, going back to the therapist, but going right back to the toxic relationship. It's never going to get better. Why? You're dealing with the same toxic man. But see, the therapist is not telling the woman the truth. The therapist is only telling her enough for her to come back because that's how she makes money. So now what the therapist is trying to say is that these men need therapy. No, the one who needs therapy is the toxic guy that is abusive towards that woman. Not all men. The quality men that are out here, women do not want them. The only time women want a quality man is when she's 45 and she got about 3 to 5 kids. Now she want a good brother that built up his whole life to come in to take care of her and all her kids. It is not my responsibility to take care of another man's kids. Those are not my kids. I'm not here to sign up to take care of your kids. Do you understand me? So look, whatever trauma that you got from your past, from your baby daddy or whatever man you dealt with, you were intimate with, that's your problem. But see, modern women is taking out their frustration and all of their trauma and drama on all men because they can't overcome the sins of their past. And that's the real issue at hand. Let's go.
Especially out the side of your neck. I found that in a lot of intimate relationships, there's this pit-pat like competition of who makes the most.
Yeah, who makes the most? Who's doing that? Who's the one in competition? Who's the pity-pat? Who's the one tit-for-tat? Who's doing all of that stuff? Modern women are doing that. Constantly trying to compete with men. Constantly trying to test who makes the most money. And I got my house and I got my car and I don't need a man and all this other stuff. Modern women are doing that. They're the ones trying to compete with men, always trying to compete and compare themselves to what a man is making in terms of money. Well, I'm getting the bag. I got my own business. I don't need a man. Who's doing that? Women are doing that. Men do not walk around, going around town talking about, I got my own degree. I got my own car. I got my own house. I don't need a woman. When have you ever heard a man talking that madness? Only women do that. Because they pride themselves off of things that all adults should have. So what? So what you have a job? So what you got a car? So what you got a place where you live at? That is what an adult's supposed to have. It's not an accomplishment. It's what we would expect you to have if you are a mature adult. Do you understand? Let's go.
Who does this and who does that when it should be a symbiotic relationship? Black men are so consumed with being dominant and being on top.
Black men in general, are supposed to be dominant. Supposed to be. There's her problem. That's the problem. As a man, you're supposed to be dominant in all areas. You are a man. The problem is, in this society, they want to emasculate you. They want to strip you of your male authority. They want to strip you of your dominance, and they want to put you beneath the woman where you don't belong. And this is the issue with society. Modern women are not even looking for a husband. They say, I'm looking for a life partner. A life partner? You don't even acknowledge the man as a husband. It's crazy. Let's go.
For what? At the cost of dimming your bitch's shine.
Wow.
I was in a relationship with someone who said they no longer respected me the moment I started making more than them.
Guilty behavior.
Please help me understand.
You see that mess? She said that guys are literally basically hating on her because of something in terms of how much money she's making or if she's making more money than them or some mess. You see the madness that we got to deal with? Who's really in the competition here, men or women? Let's go.
Y'all want bitches to submit to you but don't do none of the work that's required for bitches to submit to you? Like y'all think bitches just supposed to fold off the strength of y'all being a man?
Wow.
Please riddle me that one. Okay, since y'all need an additional confirmation from a mental health professional, tell that dusty bitch to fuck off.
Wow.
They fucking up your mental health.
You see this? She's saying that men are messing up your so-called mental health. Let's go.
You gotta come talk to me every week because they in your life fucking it up.
See that? You gotta come talk to her because they're messing it up. Let's go.
Fuck that dusty bitch.
Wow.
You know how we talk about boundary setting in session? Set the hard boundary of get the fuck out of my life. It's okay. You don't gotta be people pleasing like, oh my God, be my friend. Let me endure this fuck shit at the cost of fuck them.
See that? This is supposed to be the therapist that's supposed to be helping people to overcome their trauma and their issues. She's basically telling them this type of language on how to treat people. But again, she's coming to therapy. Let that make sense. All right, let's go.
Your therapist say fuck them.
Wow.
So fuck them. Till it's time to fuck them. You feel
Wow.
me?
She said, till it's time to F them. You can't make this up. You can't make this up, people. This is crazy, but let's go. And she's laughing about it. You don't think the people at your job or wherever the company, you don't think they watch these videos? You don't think they looked at this type of stuff? They literally sat at the round table and they watched you laughing. They said to themselves, it would be in the company's best interest to let you go. And you probably was a good therapist. Maybe you were a good therapist. I don't know, because I don't know you personally. But with your actions that you're portraying on social media, I think it got to your head. You probably tried to have a certain personality. I get it. It's difficult to blow up on social media. You probably felt with your energy, it would help you to reach a certain audience. And look at what it did. You reached a certain audience, but now look at what it did. It backfired. Now you lost your livelihood with that company. You probably may get something elsewhere. Maybe, you got your license taken or whatever the case is. I don't know how that works out. But was it worth it? Was it really worth it? You're probably boasting right now saying, who cares about them? Really? If that's how you feel, then that means you weren't really into it for the love of helping people. Because if that was something that you love to do, you wouldn't be so boastful and arrogant as if you didn't need it, because it's something that you love to do. But anyway, let's go.
Hello, it's your favorite baddie, mental health professional, back at it again with the insights. Baby girl, he don't even have pride in himself. So what the fuck in your beautiful ass mental health make you think he gonna have pride in you?
Wow.
He's not.
See that? See how she's talking to the people? And your mental health and the this and the that, and you wondering why modern women have so many emotional problems and issues, brothers. I've been talking about this for years, that they're getting this type of mindset, mental state from their therapists. Their therapist is what's making them go out there and treat you brothers a certain way. You're wondering why this woman you trying to talk to is treating you a certain way. You're wondering why she's acting and talking crazy. It's because she's getting that from her therapist. Her therapist is telling her, do this. Don't do that no more. You don't got to cook for him. You don't got to be nice. Do this. Until he do that, don't do that no more. And that's how she's talking to her. And she's coming home like a robot, doing exactly what the therapist told her to do. And you're wondering why you having these problems.
So what we gonna do, man? What we gonna do? You need to elevate yourself and get out that toxic, dusty ass situation that is dimming your shine. Boo-boo.
See?
It's dimming your shine.
Wow.
And how I know? Because I was with a dusty bitch that was dimming my shine.
See? She's telling women to get out of the relationship that they're in because it's dimming her shine. And then she went on to say, well, I know because I was in a situation like that was dimming my shine. Basically telling her to do what she did because of her own trauma. Now, is that good advice? No. It's not good advice. And keep in mind, this is the best reactionary breakdown of this particular situation. Nowhere else on social media will you find a better breakdown. Nowhere else. Let's go.
And we don't dim for no bitch no more. That's not happening.
Why do you have to continually shake your behind? Why do you got to keep doing that? Like, as a woman, why do you keep doing that? I want to know, like, what do you think that's cute? Do you think like all of us brothers, when we see you do that, we get turned on? It's a turn off. You make yourself look bad. You make yourself look cheap. I need to let you know that straight up and down. If you're viewing this, that's not cool. You're supposed to be a grown woman. You shaking your behind in front of the camera. Your little tetas is literally going like shaking like damn near balloons and whatnot. Like, what are you doing? Like, see, this is why as men, you're supposed to stop thirsting over these broads on social media. You got to learn to call it out, make women understand, like, look, fam, you ain't looking good. Like, I'm not going to sit here saying, oh, yeah, she's looking good. I like that. I would hit that. Nah, I wouldn't hit nothing, fam. You're literally embarrassing yourself online. You need to carry yourself like a professional. And see, this is why you don't got no man. Because if you did, he would check you and tell you, look, you're not going to come on social media doing this. If you had a real man in your life, trust and believe, fam, he would not have you on social media on TikTok acting a fool. He would literally set order right there and done. Because the way you moving make you look bad. And it's not making women look good. Because this is why that woman made an article and put it out there about you and put your government name and everything about you out there. Other people took what she gave, and they went out there and got you pretty much reported. And the company that you was with pretty much let you go. See, it was women that did that to you, not men, because we don't have time for the foolishness.
So if you're in a situation and you're thinking to yourself, damn, bitch, did this bitch even like me?
See all that? You see? You see what she's doing?
Like his
You see that?
Yeet!
Do you see how she keep bending over and doing this and doing that? Does that appear to be a woman that respects herself? Does that look like somebody that really takes life serious, fam? Like, is it all about you shaking your behind and bending over? Like, how does somebody take you serious with that? And this is why it's a turnoff seeing women do all this type of stuff on social media, because y'all think y'all attracting a man. You only attracting a toxic man who's just going to want to bang you and leave you. And this is why you're in therapy.
So, baby, what do we do? Find somebody on the same spiritual path, the same spiritual level, the same healing level as you. Listen, I know the schmeenishes be nice and they be looking real, but like, substance, bitch. Substance. Wow. I got a question, and don't fuck me, but why do y'all fake emotional connections just to clap bitches' cheeks?
Notice she said, why do y'all fake emotional connections to clap a woman's cheeks? Now, what kind of man is she talking about? She's talking about a toxic man. She's not talking about quality men that want to build relationships. See, those days are over, ladies. Men are no longer wanting to build relationships the way they always desired. You know why? Because you bring toxic energy to the table. Men have been trying for years to settle down with a quality woman, and a lot of these guys been going through the ringer, trying to do this. And it gotten to the point now where they're fed up with playing the games. Y'all talking about men are single and lonely. No, it's not because you're not wanting to talk to them. They are single because they're not trying to wife you up. They're not trying to deal with you. You understand? And it's getting to the point where these brothers are getting these passports and they're going overseas now. And it's going to get to the point where men are just not going to deal with no woman in America. It's going to be literally a drought in America for you ladies because you're unwilling to submit. You constantly talk about how much money you making, you're getting the bag, and how much you don't need a man. Ladies, you keep walking around talking about you don't need a man. Do you understand what that does to a brother? When you say, I don't need a man, I could get my own bag, I make my own money, I pay my own bills. Okay, cool. You do your own thing. You do not need me in your life. You don't need me. And this is why a lot of guys resort to pumping and dumping. This is why they resort to smashing and dashing. And it's because of this type of BS. Because I'm pretty sure all of the brothers that are a part of the pump and dump culture, they were not that way at first. There was a woman that cheated on them, did them dirty multiple times. And those guys say, you know what? I'm done trying to be Mr. Nice Guy. I'm going to go out there and just do whatever I got to do. Yeah. It is what it is, man. So at the end of the day, you know, I tell these brothers, listen, do what you got to do, bro. At the end of the day, I don't care no more. You know what I mean? Because I've already been the type of guy that tried to teach the sisters to do right. I taught the brothers, wife up the sisters, build relationships. I'm a family man. I've been teaching this for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And nobody don't want to listen. The women don't want to hear. They're constantly talking about how they get in the bag. They're getting money. They don't need a man. Okay, cool. So now you brothers, when you go out there and you deal with modern women, you deal with them as concubines. You don't wife up none of them. Do you understand, brothers? When you deal with a modern woman, you do not take her down no aisle saying, I do. You don't buy no wedding ring. You don't buy no wedding bands. You don't buy none of that stuff. No. Those days are over, brothers. No dinner dates, hashtag no dinner dates. You don't take women on dinner dates. You don't take them to the movie theaters. You don't take them nowhere. Do you understand me? 50 Cent said it best. Whoever initiated taking someone on a date is the one who pays for the date. And if I didn't initiate no date, I ain't taking you nowhere. Because as a woman, you're going to cook for me. Do you understand me? I'm not taking you on no dinner date. For what? You're a woman. You're supposed to learn how to cook. You should have learned that from your mom. How in the world are you a woman and you don't even know how to throw down in the kitchen for a man? How you expect to take care of a family if you don't even know how to cook? This don't make no sense, fam. It's crazy. So brothers, when you deal with these women, you deal with them as concubines. Have as many concubines as you want to have. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, these women trying to control you brother's manhood. And it's not going to happen. All you ladies out there in the clouds, get mad if you want. It doesn't matter to me. Because at the end of the day, a brother going to practice polygyny. And you're going to like it. Like it or love it. You're going to like it or love it. Because if not, you're going to be single for the rest of your natural life. Do you understand me? So when you deal with these women, you deal with them as concubines. You don't take them to no damn wedding band aisle looking for rings and diamond studs and all this nonsense, because diamonds don't even have no value, brothers. To all you brothers that are listening, please stop being naive. Diamonds have no value. It's the biggest scam in the world. Do your research on the origin of diamonds and the wedding band and all of that. It's a scam, brothers. One of the biggest scams in the world, bro. Do you understand me? Monogamy is a scam, brothers. You are polygynous by nature. You're a man. You have a nutsack with billions of sperm cells. Do you understand me, brothers? You're supposed to populate the earth. You're not supposed to be with one woman for the rest of your life. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? You have billions of sperm cells in your incubator called your nutsack. You literally have life inside of you. Women don't. A woman's womb is dry like a desert. There is nothing in there. They talk about they're makers of civilization and life. Please, men are the ones carrying life in their nutsack. These are facts that can't be denied. Yeah. Let's go.
I just wanted to fuck you. I didn't want you to sell me hopes and dreams of us talking in 5 years.
Men have always been telling women straight up that they want to smash. Men are doing that today. There are men that meet women and tell women straight up and down, like, look, this is all I want. Why are you trying to make it seem like men are trying to fake being emotional, like they want a connection only to just smash? You ladies literally are playing games, bruh. You're playing games. You know good and well that the toxic guy that you're with right now, that you were only getting with him because you wanted to smash yourself. Stop acting like you ain't want the same thing. The problem is you got with a toxic man that didn't want to pretty much stay with you, or he didn't do something you didn't want or something that you wanted him to do, and you got frustrated and you left him.
I didn't want you to tell me how much you make and introduce me to your kids. I just wanted the cheeks. Why did you fake? Now I gotta talk about your punk ass in therapy. I gotta tell this bitch why I hate you so much.
Do you see, brothers, what women are talking about in therapy? They're talking about their so-called ex-boyfriends, bruh. This is what's going on in therapy, fam. They're talking about you all day.
Why? I just wanted to fuck.
Wow.
And you made it weird. Now I gotta grieve your ass. Now I gotta tell my homegirls I miss him. And the shit was weak anyway.
You see all this mess? And it was weak anyway.
I just wanted to see what it did and see what it does to see what it do.
So if you wanted to see what it does and see what it do, then why are you in therapy mad? If you wanted to see what it does and see what it do. Yeah, man, she hurt bad, bruh.
And you wanted to play Scooby-Doo. Well, the mystery is you wasted my fucking time, bitch.
No, you wasted your time dealing with a toxic man. That's why you're hurt right now. Because if you were with a quality man, you'll be in a relationship. See, modern women are constantly blaming all men for the baggage that they're carrying from their past hurtful relationships. It have nothing to do with us, fam. If you was with a toxic man and that relationship went down the tubes, that's your own fault. It's not ours. You understand? It's your fault. Let's go.
Stop doing it. So yesterday on Twitter, I went viral because a bunch of men got butthurt for me telling them to better themselves.
Think about the things that she put on when she come on camera. Think about that. Think about these type of outfits that she put on. She's supposed to be trying to help people. It's crazy, man.
They're mad because I called them dusty bitches and wanted them to be accountable for their fuck shit behavior, but like, go off, king. Be shitty. That's fine with me. Like, I was dead ass like, hey, go talk about the shit that hurts you and plagues you and has traumatized you. so you can basically learn the emotional vocabulary required to express yourself to make your life easier. And then
all this emotional vocabulary nonsense that they're talking about, brothers, is pure BS. You're a grown man, fam. You don't need nobody to be telling you nothing about no emotional vocabulary. You know what I mean? You don't even pay that nonsense no mind.
fuck this bitch.
I don't think women realize how much of a turnoff it is to hear a woman cuss all day. It's not really cute. I mean, a cuss here and there, okay. But when you just running off like a damn sailor, man, it just don't sound right.
We're unhealed sons.
She called grown men her healed sons or something along that sort. It's crazy.
Now, I know a lot of y'all think the only socially acceptable response to things that you don't like is anger. But I'm here to tell you, when you go to therapy, you learn a variety of other emotions. And when you learn to communicate those things, your life gets easier. But
why your life is not easier? Your life is not easier. I think you need to go see a therapist.
instead of being accountable, you want to displace your hatred for your father on me.
Now, she said that we want to, I guess, displace our hatred for our father on her. You see this? This is crazy, fam. But this is how they manipulate you. I already done warn everybody. Most therapists are professional manipulators. Their job is to try to manipulate you into thinking something's wrong with you, thinking that you need to talk about this. And then when you talk about your issues, that's when they're able to hit you back with more information to manipulate you. Then when you share more, they're able to manipulate you some more. And before you know it, they'll convince you that, yeah, okay, that other person's the problem. It's not really me. It's just that I needed to speak about it. Have you all brainwashed and confused. Let's go.
Go talk to somebody about why that is, King. Worst therapist of all time. Let's get into it.
Wow.
Okay, so men are very upset, which is good because...
Why is she doing that, opening her legs and doing all this stupid stuff? Why? It's not making no sense.
Anger initiates change. If you're uncomfortable by the shit I'm saying, that means you need to go talk about it.
So if I'm uncomfortable by the things you say, it means I need to go talk about it with somebody, right? This is crazy. Yeah, she thinks she looks sexy and she don't, fam. Like, she really do not look sexy at all. And I mean that in all honesty, no cap. Like, this, she do not look good at all, fam. Like, it's not a good sight.
So I've been very nice to y'all. I've been saying, hey, don't manipulate bitches because, like, we're human beings.
But you're telling men not to manipulate women, but you're manipulating your clients. You're manipulating people by the way you're talking.
And I have to, like, counsel us through that. So, like, hey, just, like, go to therapy, talk to somebody about the shit that's, like, upsetting you, and maybe you might, like, learn something. And they're like, oh, no, never. You're a worst therapist ever. You should lose your license. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry that I called y'all dusty bitches because y'all are...
Notice she said she's not sorry. I want y'all to pay attention. I want you to get a piece of paper and write that down. She said, I'm not sorry. She said, I'm not sorry for calling you dusty bees. That's what she said, that she's not sorry. I want y'all to remember that. You understand me? Let's go.
Perpetuating dusty behavior. For the people who are saying in the comments, mostly men, that my license should be taken away, that's not how that shit works, boo-boo. I went through a lot of schooling and a lot of tests and internships and practicum hours to earn said license, and I'm not gonna lose it because your feelings are hurt.
She says she's not gonna lose her license. Because she went to school, she had a lot of tests, she's not gonna do this, she's not gonna do that, but you saw the beginning video, right? Well, let's go. See, I don't know how it works with the whole license thing and this and that. I don't know, but it is what it is. Let's go.
In fact, because your feelings are hurt, I'm the perfect person for you to talk to. So a lot of people are like, hey, I'd never go talk to her because of the person who traumatized me.
Notice that at the top, the person said, worst therapist of all time. Worst therapist of all time. Notice this. She put something on the screen saying it's given mother wounds. You see how this is, man? More shaming tactics.
Things to be addressed in therapy. Now, I did say that 90% of my clientele were men.
Notice she said 90% of her clientele are men.
That was true at one point in time. It has shifted to mostly women.
Now it's shifted to mostly women. All cap. You see that? First she said it was all men, but now it's shifted to all women. You see that?
Who are recovering from narc abuse. Go fucking figure. But when I was counseling the mans, we worked on emotional intelligence.
Maybe the men were going to you because they were just trying to holler at you. Not really to get no therapy. Have it ever dawned on you about that? This is crazy, fam. Let's go.
The same thing that y'all guys need to work on. Like, I'm not your enemy.
Oh, yes, you are.
I never have been. The message of what I'm saying is healing.
No. The way you are coming off and the way you've been coming off very, very argumentative. You've been attacking men, scolding them, belittling, bashing, using a lot of shaming tactics, talking about, they're mad because their father wasn't there. Their father not being there have nothing to do with their fault. That's between the mother and the so-called father. So the things that you're saying, if anything, if there was a problem with men, it's going to cause more hurt, more trauma. It's going to make them resent you. They're not going to want to go to no therapist. They're not going to want to hear nothing you got to say. So in all actuality, you literally shot yourself in the foot on this one.
Heal yourself. Things just tend to work or function a little bit better because you know yourself and you know how to navigate through this horrible bitch. And I even validated for y'all that y'all experience is very difficult. But again, y'all refuse to see behind these ass cheeks.
You see the language. They don't want to see behind your behind. Like, why would you? This is just so unprofessional. So unprofessional. So unprofessional.
Let's see what else. Some people were like, oh, her delivery is off. Do you think I call my clients dusty bitches? No, just internet males who need to heal.
So you don't do that to your clients, but you do this on the internet. That's where you totally messed up. You think that when you're with your clients that you can, I guess, have a certain etiquette on how you talking and stuff like that, but on social media, it don't apply. Sorry, ma'am, but the way you are within your practice has to be the same way you are online. And that's why it came back to bite you.
I show unconditional positive regard. I'm actually quite reserved in session. This shit is the fucking internet. You have to be loud and expressive to get y'all attention.
No, that's where you messed up. Just because this is the internet doesn't mean you do a bunch of madness to get people's attention. You're a professional, or should I say was, but you're supposed to be a professional, which means if you know you're a therapist in private and you carry yourself like a professional, then the same type of, I guess, ethics that you should have and the way you conduct yourself in business is the same way you're supposed to be on social media, if not better, right? Because it says a lot about your image as a professional, because it will, if your colleagues or anyone within the therapy field notice you, they would be proud to know that, wow, she's on social media. She have a great professional presence. She's not toxic. She's making other therapists look good, but instead you made all of them look bad. Trust and believe. Let's go.
And I think I've gotten y'all attention. So now that you're here, Big Papa, I know you're upset.
And that was a motorcycle in her area, not me. I just had to make it known. That's in her video. You know what I mean? Let's go.
For why we're upset. Actually, can you tell me where in your body you might feel upset? Actually, let's do an exercise for when the PTSD that y'all inevitably all suffer from comes.
Wow. She said the PSD where all of you suffer from. Do you see that? She's not supposed to be doing that or saying those type of things or speaking that kind of language as a therapist on social media about men. She's not supposed to do that. Yeah, she's mocking us brothers, man. You know what I mean? Saying that we have PSD and all this other stuff. You're not supposed to be doing that, fam. That's sad. That's so bad.
It's called triangle breathing. In 3, hold 3, out 3. It might help, King.
And then she's using certain methods in her practice by making more mockery, like it's a game. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be doing these things.
All that aggression that you're exhibiting to me.
And she's laughing, thinking it's all fun and jokes.
Hello. I would like to make a video addressing my recent video calling for men to go to therapy. Now, I will say that, firstly, I would like to apologize for the colorful language that I used, but I want to express where I'm coming from. So, as a clinician, my job is not to make people change. My job is to plant seeds.
Her job is not to make people change. Didn't I tell you that? Listen. Didn't I tell you that the job of a therapist is not to help you? Their job is not to make you change. Their job is just to plant those seeds. Why? Because if you changed and you got better, they're out of business. They need you to have trauma. They need your relationships to go bad. Just like a divorce attorney, he need your relationship to go south.
And help my clients water the soil and cultivate it so they have a thriving environment to grow. That is my job. Now, from a human standpoint, I entered this field because I saw a dire need for Black mental health and Black mental health professionals, because I was not always met with support. So I apologize to individuals if you felt like my language was colorful, but I want you to know more deeply where I come from. A few people have called into question my Blackness, which is to be expected. My personhood is questioned quite often.
You know, the reason why she's doing all of this type of stuff is because at this point, she most likely already been possibly notified by the company that they're investigating her. That's why she came out with this apology, because she know they're monitoring her TikTok, which means the company has the link. They know about what's going on. So if you notice, she's trying to change up her tune. Notice that.
I chose to go into mental health because only 4% of clinicians are Black, yet there's 13% of Black individuals in America. So there's already a huge disparity. And I have made it my life's work to help fill that gap. Now, where my frustration comes in is I called for individuals to do better, but then my job got doxxed.
See?
I understand that people may not agree with my delivery or the things that I'm saying, but a major boundary has been crossed.
The major boundary that was crossed by you. You are the one who crossed that boundary. You violated company policy. You came into social media with the foul language. You were berating all over. You were very explicit. You were scolding men, degrading them, bashing them. That doesn't represent the company. That's a conflict of interest. The company is looking at you as a potential hazard that's going to cause stock to go down, to cause liable damage to the representation of the company and so forth. You misrepresented your profession. That's not a good look. And you did this to yourself. It was nobody's fault but yours. You got to own this one. You got to own this one. This was definitely your fault. You didn't think it through. You thought that social media was all fun and games. You could come online, be crazy, because you may have seen other people do that. Well, how do you know that person didn't lose their job too? I know a lot of people that lost their job just being on YouTube. I know a lot of content creators that just because they talk about women issues or whatever the case is, they lost their job because somebody found out where they work and reported them, and their company, somewhere in their policy, it says that, oh, they can't do X, Y, and Z. And they lost their job. See, you could have came online as a regular therapist, dress appropriate, and carry yourself like the way you do in your practice. But you chose a different approach because you felt that's how you reach people so they could hear you. If that's the case, ma'am, then you're being fake within your so-called practice. If you had to resort to coming on social media to bash, belittle, degrade, and scold men in order to reach them, but you're not using those same methods within your practice, that means you're not reaching the people within your practice that you have in private. You were never reaching them. You were just pacifying their trauma. And you felt that the correct way to reach people is by belittling and bashing and being rude and aggressive towards them. Look at what it got you. Let's go.
I'm so passionate in my words because I'm tired of seeing men suffer.
That's a lie.
I'm tired of seeing you guys endure so much hurt and so much trauma and refusing to do anything about it when you guys have the power to do it.
She's manipulating you.
As a clinician, my job is to motivate and empower.
You weren't motivating us, brothers. You were not motivating us. You were belittling, scolding, bashing, falsely accusing. You were literally diagnosing us with conditions that you have no medical right to even tell. Like, how can you do such a thing? It's crazy. But let's go.
And it came across angry and aggressive because as a Black woman, I'm also tired of being hurt. I'm tired of being hurt by the very entity that I love the most.
So you're admitting publicly that you yourself suffer from trauma. You're admitting this publicly. You're admitting publicly that you also, as a therapist, clinician, or whatever you want to call yourself, that you are also struggling because you're tired of being hurt. Now, how can you help other individuals if you're tired of being hurt yourself? That would make you unqualified to help anyone. That's true. Let's go.
Which is the Black man. I have made it my life's work, dedicated myself to encouraging and uplifting Black people, especially the Black man.
So that's a lie.
But my words came across very, very spicy because you guys are dying. Whether it be gun violence, whether it be you guys killing each other.
Manipulation.
Whether it be you guys killing yourselves.
Manipulation.
Because you endure a lot. And I see that. Because I am your other half. I am your partner. I am your equal. I am not your enemy.
Now she's trying to make it seem as if though she's with us now. You see this? She's literally trying to make it seem like she's our equal and all this other stuff and all of this sentimental stuff. That's not what you were doing in the previous video clips that we were showing. I showed the people the actual video clips so they could see exactly what you were doing and what you were saying. But now you're trying to make it seem like, you know, you're just this good lady, this good woman, and trying to gain sympathy because you realize and know what's coming down the pipeline.
Despite the words that I used, I want you guys to understand that my message is clear. You have to grow. You have to move and shift as a person. But sometimes you cannot do that shit alone. Men depression rates are skyrocketing. Men's suicide rates are skyrocketing.
More manipulation. All of this is manipulation. All of it, manipulation. She's trying to make it seem like we're out here jumping off of bridges, bruh. Where's she getting this madness from? I don't believe this, and her apology is faker than a $3 bill.
I'm not making these statistics, I'm just drawing light.
No, you're not. You're
On
lying.
this topic. Forgive me if I seem passionate in my words.
Whatever.
I'm only passionate because I'm tired of seeing Black men die. I cannot articulate the feeling.
Have y'all noticed y'all ain't hear no swear words from her? You don't notice that? You ain't hear no swear words. You know why, right? That company got a hold of what's going on.
Of the perpetual trauma that I have experienced, that Black men have experienced, that I am beyond tired of seeing. I have children who cry in session because they wonder why their dads didn't show up to their birthday.
You see all this emotional stuff she's trying to put out? You want to know why the dad didn't show up? How about you talk to the mom who don't want the father to see his so-called kids? What about that? What about all the fathers out here that have been trying to get a hold of their kids and the baby mama keep using the kids as a weapon against the father? You know how many men out here go through hell and hot waters dealing with their baby mama, man? Do you know how much men literally are going through all sorts of drama because of the baby mama? And yet you want to act all sentimental like, oh, the kids are crying in therapy because they're trying to figure out why their father is not there for their birthday. Ask the so-called mom who got rid of the father and went to the system. Telling you, bro, they always blaming us brothers for everything, man.
I have teenagers who don't feel important because they didn't have someone to tell them that they love them.
Let me see something. They didn't have
that strong male support to make them feel like they're okay. And I'm only coming from a place.
I gotta pause it for a second. Hold on a second. Let me see, because she's doing this crying thing, and I can't stand the crying stuff. I really cannot stand this crying stuff. I wanna see if there's any tears coming. That's what I'm really trying to see. Is there any tears? Hopefully, let me see. The time clock is at 22:26. Okay, that's just in case I make a mistake or something like that. But let me duplicate the video and put it on the screen so that we can get like a duplicate copy. And then we could kind of expand her facial area so that we can kind of see exactly what's going on. Because again, as a professional content creator, my job is to see if the emotions is real. I don't believe nothing she's doing in terms of emotion. I don't believe it. Right? So let's leave this like that for a second so we can play. Let's go.
I didn't have that. I love nothing more than to see the Black man prosper, but you're not. You're not, and it's hurting me. So I apologize for saying y'all are dusty. I apologize for that, but my message is clear.
Ma'am, you're lying. I don't feel nothing. I don't see nothing. That's not real. You trying to make yourself cry. I don't feel the emotion. I don't feel it. It's not there. You're lying. I can look at you and I can tell. That was a weak performance. You know, you're not in front of the camera where we can see your face up close. You're further away. You have crocodile tears. I don't feel the pain. I don't see, you're not letting it out. You need to let it out a little more. It's not there. You're not being real.
You're hurting and you desperately need to talk to someone.
You're telling us that we are hurting as men and we need to desperately talk to someone. You're still doing the same thing you were doing before. Yeah, no tears, energy is way off. Yeah, she's not real. And listen, when I tell you I'm fair and balanced. When I do my reviews, when I do my commentary, I'm one of the most fair creators when it comes to fair and balance. She's not being real. She realized that her company found out about the TikTok page, and she's trying to clean up her image. It's too late. Again, look, if you're a content creator on any platform and you know you have a job, career, and it has a strict policy, right? You know there's rules. There's certain things you just can't do. There are people that come on YouTube and they hide their face and they get criticized. Oh, why are you hiding your face? These guys, they don't want to cam up. These guys don't want to do. Fam, some of these guys have professions and jobs that can be at risk if they were to be on camera. It's not that they scared. It's not that, something is wrong. The issue is they have jobs and careers where they can't be on YouTube. Some of the people that y'all have on your panels, sometimes they be FBI agents that just may want to enjoy life and come online and, kick it with the brothers and kind of just relax. See, a lot of times you think that everybody that are in these professions are just professionals, robots, and no, some people like to unwind from their professional life and just kind of sit back with the guys and just kick it and just, chill out. You know what I mean? So they might come online and join a podcast and jump on a panel and you just see a blank screen with an avatar and you're like, why this dude never shows his face? Well, maybe he got a lot to lose. Do you ever think about that? Just something to consider, but let's go.
As a Black woman, I see you. I have been there for you. I have dedicated my life to listening so you can heal the generational trauma that has been inflicted upon you since our arrival in this country.
So hold up, the generational that ever since we arrived in this country, but you're blaming the black man for all of that? No, that's the transatlantic slave trade. Your focus is on the wrong people. Your focus, ma'am, is on the wrong people. You're talking about since we arrived in America. No, you're trying to make black men be the blame. No, we didn't put black women in slavery. No, that was done by the other nations. So if you want anybody to be in therapy about anything, you need to go to them folks and get them into your therapy, not us. Because if we all suffered during the transatlantic slave trade due to all the generational curses and everything else, then that includes all of us as a whole, which means all of us would be a victim. Do you see that? So for you to sit there blaming black men by saying they need to step up their emotional language and all this other stuff, that's wrong. It's unbecoming of a professional. Do you understand me? Let's go.
The black family has been systematically dismantled.
Systematically. Key word that you spoke. Systematically. Who is the one running the system? Who is the one pulling the strings? You said systematically. So you got to focus on the system. Your focus is the black man. No, you got to focus on the system that's pulling the string. And if you know anything about the system gave you, so-called sisters, feminism. But you're not talking about that. Why? See, once they gave you feminism, it made you kick the black man out of the house so you could get a check. And that has been the downfall of the black family. So before you try to talk or hold men as the blame, you need to consider the BWs that sold the brothers out for a check when feminism was offered to them on a silver platter. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
And you're only upholding the dismantlement by not fixing yourself.
See? She's saying that we as men need to fix ourselves. No. It's not that men need to fix themselves. BWs need to fix themselves. They need to get back in their rightful place that the Most High has given them. The Most High didn't put you there to be a so-called man. He didn't put you there to usurp authority over man. He didn't put you there for none of that mess. He put you there to serve a man, to cater to a man, to be a wife. But you don't want to be that. You want to be a boss. You want to be a boss chick. You want to be on Hot Girl Summer. You want to live your best life. You don't think you need a man. That's why you're going through all the mental trauma that you're going through right now. Oh, yeah. This entire stream is therapy. Trust and believe that. Therapy for the mind.
I may have projected some of my personal feelings.
Now, notice that. She said she projected her personal feelings. She says she may have projected some of her personal feelings while she was scolding men. You're not supposed to put your personal feelings if you are trying to help or reach people. That's wrong. That means, ma'am, that you're suffering from personal trauma due to your past, which means you should be in therapy. Yeah.
I understand that I'm a human being, but I'm only projecting from a place of hurt.
You see that?
Some of the deepest, darkest things I've experienced have been perpetrated against me by Black men.
So?
But I see the charge coming from a hurt place.
So because you experience these things, why are you blaming all of us men for it? You're doing, listen, this woman should not be in this type of practice. And you know what also this speaks? What this says is that there's a lot of people that are in professional positions in life that they don't belong there. You have a lot of police officers. Nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm not dissing police officers. There's a lot of good cops out here that are doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? That's their profession. But there's a lot of men that are police officers that should not have a badge. They're not fit mentally. That power goes to their head. They think, hey, I'm going to go out here and just I'm going to wild out. You got some people that are in the medical field. They don't belong there, but they're there. You got people that are therapists that they shouldn't be there. This woman is basically telling you that she have trauma due to things that happened in her past. She never healed from it. Why? Because she's still talking about it. That means it's still happening. It's in her mind. She haven't overcome. How could she help you when she still need help herself? How is it that a medical professional in the field of therapy is still holding on to her past and projecting it while trying to encourage men, which wasn't really no encouragement because she was scolding and abusing and disrespecting men in order to get them into therapy? See, when a person is hurt, they tend to want to hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. You see that? Okay, let's go. This is part 2.
Society is already very difficult for Black people in general. And for people to call into question saying that I hate Black men is asinine to me because Black everything matters.
Ma'am, I didn't see no tears come out your eyes. I didn't see anything. So I don't know what you're doing, but I don't see your eye. I don't see no tears nowhere. This is not right.
Black everything matters. When they see you walking down the street, they don't see a human being.
Now, ma'am, listen to me very carefully. You see how you're talking right now? See, I'm very critical in my review. I have my laughter tracks going. But at the same time, I want you to think about something. Think about the tone in your voice right now. Think about how you're speaking. You're not using profanity. That is how you should have started on your TikTok videos. You see that? You came out guns blazing. That's how you came out. And you're expecting results. It don't work like that. You came out blasting at the guns, fam. You didn't give no guy a chance. You just went out there for the kill. See how you're talking now? What made you start talking like that? Your company pulling you in the office, giving you that phone call saying, look, we got some reports about you being online. We're reviewing the videos. We got your website, your TikToks, and we're investigating this, and we're going to notify you to find out what's going to happen without moving forward. We need for you to cease from posting such content. And you got that warning. Something happened. You know what I mean? They contacted you and let you know. And you tried to do this in hopes that it would save you, but it's too late. The damage is already done. The damage is done. Once they have the video footage, fam, it's so incriminating. They play it in the office with other people that are in top positions. And once they see that and they see how you acting, they think about the long-term damage that can happen within the practice. That's why they got rid of you, because they saw the long term. They looked at the forecast and said, wait a minute, if we leave her here, this may result in a possible lawsuit. We may have other future clients that might feel that they've been cheated, that, maybe they feel more trauma due to the fact that you're the one who was their therapist, and then to see you online doing this, they may feel like worse. So they might want to file a lawsuit. So they say, you know what, we got to nip this in the bud one time and get rid of you. It's all business at the end of the day. It's really nothing personal. It's all business. You came out there in the public, you did what you did, and you didn't think about it. And now these are the results. So it's not black men who reported you to your company. I mean, the last thing anybody would want to see is somebody lose their job. But the problem is you have a responsibility as a professional when you come on social media to carry yourself a certain way. Right? Okay, let's go.
They see what's been perpetuated in society. They see what's been perpetuated in the media, that you're aggressive, that you're violent.
So you're telling them that the media is perpetuating us as aggressive and violent and this and that. The media could say whatever they want to say about black men at the end of the day. We don't care. Us black men are not moved by what society say about us. We don't care. We don't care about that. Let's go.
But I know that these behaviors that are being exhibited are actually depression and anxiety. And unfortunately, society has taught you that anger and lashing out and fighting back is the only acceptable response.
See, she's still doing the same thing, but she's talking to a different demographic of men. Again, in today's day, you got the Pookies and the Ray Rays. You got the Jim Bugs, the Jim Bobs, and all these other different type of guys that are out here that are doing all sorts of crimes and doing all sorts of things. That's not all men. So you're addressing all men when you're supposed to be focusing on a specific group. That's where you went wrong. You're not supposed to do that. So let's move on. Let's go.
I am pleading.
See?
Pleading that y'all seek help.
See? She should not be saying we're pleading for you to go get help. You don't do stuff like that. That's abusive right there. Because you're trying to force and make men believe that something is wrong with them. No, something is wrong with you. You're the one who need the help. You need the help. It's not us who need this help.
Because women are hurting.
Ah, she said women are hurting. This is what's going on, brothers. Women are struggling in these therapy offices, going crazy, and they can't figure out why they can't get well. And the therapist is making them believe that the man needs therapy. So if we could get him up in here, then maybe it can all work out. Not realizing that the problem is not these men. The problem is these women. These women are dealing with toxic men. And because they went through that mental change due to the fact that they were intimate, now they got the soul tie. They went through the metamorphosis. The trauma is there. So now every relationship she get in is going to always be turmoil and madness because she haven't overcome the burdens and the yokes of her past. She's still battling the demons and the scars of all the men that she dealt with. Just because you may have been through some abuse does not mean you blame all men for your abuse. It's not us who did that. Right? Let's go.
We want you to be better. But I'm getting attacked. People are calling my employment, asking that I get fired because I want you guys to be better.
No. You're trying to sound like you're concerned now. You're trying to sound like you were nice the whole time. No, not because you want nobody to get better. You were literally scolding, abusing, and bashing men and belittling them. You were not helping us, brothers. You weren't doing that. So if anybody's calling your employment or whatever the case is, it wasn't us. It was women that were doing that. Women do stuff like that. If there's anything you must know about women, women will call your company. If women have a problem, they will find out where you work. They'll find out all the details and they'll try to get you fired. Now, I don't agree with women doing stuff like that, but they love to do that type of stuff. See, here's my thing, people. It's unfortunate that, she got in trouble. The last thing I would like to see anybody to have happen to them is losing their livelihood. That's not a good thing. At the end of the day, it's not a good thing to lose your income because then now how you going to survive? At the same time, what she did as a professional was out of pocket. There are consequences for those actions. Now, I don't know what happened within the company, how they talked to her, or the severity of how much she did, because again, I don't know their policy. She probably broken multiple rules that were in place that led to this issue that she have now. So as much as I don't believe that it's good when somebody lose their livelihood or whatever they had, at the same time, she did something that she knew better about. And she thought she was safe because she was on social media. This is why a lot of people that are on social media that don't show their face, you have even some people that disguise their voice. They use voice changers, change their voice. And again, like I said, there are some people that come on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and they have different professional jobs and careers where they can't be seen. And they just want to come and just escape that world, just to kind of come here and hang out with the guys and just kind of talk, chill out, laugh. And then they go back to their job. You got detectives, you got agents, you got lawyers, attorneys, doctors, medical field guys, many professionals that literally when they're not doing what they do, they come on over to YouTube and they watch some of us content creators. They kind of tune in, sit in their car, and just kind of tune in and just unwind. You understand? Sometimes they might join a paddle and you might hear them talking. And some of y'all might be talking crap about them. You don't even know this person is a professional in different fields. It's just that they don't reveal who they are. You know what I mean? And it's understandable because it can jeopardize their career, and they worked very hard to get where they got. You know, she didn't count the costs. So at the end of the day, she did that to herself.
Again, like I said, I apologize for my delivery. This is a little spicy sometimes. But just know that my anger and my frustration and my passion is coming from a place of needing. I need y'all to heal. I don't need it. Society needs it.
Wow.
You need it. Have enough pride about yourself to want to do better. I understand I might not be the clinician for everyone, but I'm damn good at my job. I understand I might not be the clinician for anybody, but I've sparked a conversation. I've shook the table. If the words that I'm saying are resonating with you, please go talk to somebody. If there's a gap, fill that gap. become counselors, become mental health professionals, so we can heal each other, so we can heal ourselves. All that I ask is for men, black men specifically, just to build a greater awareness of yourself.
See, this is another problem. You said black men, mainly black men. Now it turned into a racial thing. This is why they fired you, fam. I'm telling you, you did this to yourself. Because now you turned it into a racial thing where now you singled out black men as the ones that need therapy, but Caucasian men don't, Asian men don't. Everybody else is good. But black men, you singled them out. Now it turned into a racial thing. So now if black men decide to sue the company that you work for some sort of trauma or some sort of racial or some sort of, something. You know how they is with these laws, man. Some people know how to go behind the scenes, and man, that's why they got rid of you. Because there's a possibility that there could be damages that are paid out to somebody if they feel like it was some sort of racial thing. It could be a guy that was a past client and he might feel some type of way because he's a black man. So you treaded on dangerous ground. Trust and believe that.
That's all that I ask, because your lives can improve radically as a result.
Wow, by saying that our lives can improve radically is so disrespectful.
Full transparency, accountability moment. I was a dusty bitch till I fucking went to therapy.
Wow. You see that? You see what she's confessing now? Now, you telling us that you're dusty or you was is not going to make anything better because you already done caused the damage. Do you understand me? It's not going to make anything better by saying those things. Nobody's going to have any more sympathy because we saw how you conducted yourself. You see? And the thing is, you're making it seem like you're not dusty anymore when you're still dusty. You still have dust on your shirt. You see? This is crazy, fam, but let's go.
I didn't realize that I was in an abusive situation. I didn't realize that I wasn't communicating effectively. I didn't realize all of these things about myself until I went and talked to someone. And I just pray.
I don't see no tears.
And want that for you. I want you guys to feel seen. I want you guys to feel heard. Because you deserve it.
We're being heard. We're on social media and we're being heard. Trust and believe. We don't need to talk to you. Us brothers, we have platforms, we have microphones, we're being heard loud and clear. No matter how much we disagree and have our own little issues, whatever the case is, we're being heard on social media. Trust and believe, our voices are being heard loud and clear. We don't need to talk to you.
All of us deserve unconditional positive regard, and I may not have shown that in the video because it's the internet, but when it comes to session, I am open. I provide a therapeutic, non-judgmental space because
it's too late.
What the fuck we deserve.
It's too late.
Because the society is not kind to us. It never has been.
You already done caused a lot of damage. That's why when it comes to making these type of apology type videos, it's just not going to work. You have to just own up and just say, look, y'all got me. It is what it is. Let me move on and done. You know what I'm saying? You even had people in her comment section that was literally telling her not to apologize. That's how deep the pride goes. That women were telling her, don't apologize. You don't need to apologize. You even had some simps telling her, don't apologize, when she's clearly wrong. It's crazy.
So we have to create that inner peace, and in order for you to do that, you have to be able to express things that you have been through. You have to expand your emotional vocabulary.
You're only doing all of those little things because you want people to think that you're being expressive and that you're being open and transparent, but really it's all an act. The way you are projecting yourself and acting on camera is unbecoming of a professional. And anything you're doing right now, nobody's going to take you serious because you were laughing the whole time. You were laughing and you was mocking us brothers. Don't expect no sympathy from us. It's not going to happen. And me, I'm cold. I'm very, very cold, fam. Once I see something that's out of pocket, fam, you could come to me with 1,000 forgiveness. It ain't happening, bro. Like, seriously. Once you cross that type of line, fam, you're done. I don't care who you are. Let's go.
You have to want it for you.
All right, you just said you have to want it for you. So why are you trying to force therapy on men? Why are you trying to scold men into going to therapy? Why are you doing all of that? For what? If they want it, they will go seek it. You can't force nobody to nothing. You can't force a horse to go drink some water. They got to want to drink that water. So you're out of pocket.
You may not like what I say, and you may not even like me, and that's fine because you don't know me on a personal level.
We know you on a personal level by the way you portrayed yourself in your videos. Therefore, people can like or dislike you because they saw how you conducted yourself and how you were acting towards us brothers. The way you were berating us, scolding and rebuking and chastising was so, so sad. Because to hear you now acting like you trying to be encouraging because you want us to be helped, nobody's going to take you serious because we don't need no help. There's nothing wrong with us brothers. And I'm talking about the good brothers, the brothers that are on point, the working class brothers, the brothers that are taking care of their kids, the brothers that are doing what they got to do for their families. There is nothing wrong with us brothers. We don't need no therapy. Perfectly fine. The men you're talking about are those toxic men that these women are dealing with. Perhaps what you should be doing is teaching these modern women to bring their so-called toxic boyfriend to the so-called sessions. Not all of us. There's nothing wrong with us brothers. Let's go.
I get that. But I just want you guys to know that I'm not going to stop talking about these issues. I'm not going to stop talking about healing. I'm not going to stop talking about the betterment of Black people because it's me. I am a Black person who endures the struggles and the tribulations that Black people endure.
It's too late for these type of emotional things, fam. Listen to me. I don't have that type of emotional nonsense like that. I'm pretty much cold. Like, I could care less who's crying. None of that stuff bothers me. What I'm looking at is character. And based on what I've seen from the previous videos, the way you were conducting yourself, you were laughing. You were having a great old time. The laughing is over now. So please, save all of that sentimental stuff. Us brothers are not buying none of that.
To be marginalized. I know what it feels like to be counted out. I know what that feels like. So I apologize if anybody felt that I was coming at them or felt shame and anger. Those aren't good emotions to feel, and I completely empathize with that. But my message is clear. Please go help yourself. And it would be nice for my personal life to be left out of it.
See, now she's saying that it would be nice to have her personal life left out of it. So you said all of that to try to save your job because you realize that the company is coming for you. Your personal life have nothing to do with me. I'm not the one that put your government name out there. That was another BW that did that. Your focus is supposed to be on her, right? You put yourself out there. She got a hold of your info. It is what it is. It's not our faults. So don't blame Black men and say, well, keep your personal stuff out of it. Notice I did my stream. I haven't not once mentioned your government name. You know why? I did that out of respect. That was in my mission. My mission was to react to your videos, what you put on public display. That's what I done. But if people want to find out your information, all they got to do is just find that article and they could pretty much find out what your name is. I know what your name is. I know more information too. But I didn't come here to do all of that because I'm a professional at what I do. Let's go.
Because at the end of the day, I just want everyone to live safe and prosperous and healthy lives.
You should have thought about that earlier.
All this shit alone. Okay. You guys be well. Hi, good morning, baddies. I hope you're doing wonderful. I'm gonna segue to exclusively us because them motherfuckers tried to get me fired, and that is like the weirdest shit in the world. So I'm going to shift my content, which it's fucking crazy because I had planned to do this shit anyway.
See, you planned to do that, but you didn't. Now, the reason why you're trying to shift your content is because the job already done told you, look, we have been receiving a lot of complaints. It's not looking good. We're reviewing your TikToks. We suggest you stop, belittling men in this manner. Again, women can have disagreements. Women can criticize black men if they want. You can do that. The problem here is that you went beyond just criticizing. You went to full throttle and just went off. And you have a job that, require you to conduct yourself in a different manner. That's a conflict of interest. That's what happened here.
I'm gonna shift more to art making, jewelry making, story time, art bad bitch, feeling yourself, feeling your energy, all that type shit. But I need help from you guys on like what topics you would like me to cover. If you have any questions you want me to talk about, anything like that, anything that's been on your mind, throw it in the comments so I can chat about it. But I'm also taking a break because this shit is fucking annoying. Like, I literally just started this shit just so people can heal, and that message is getting misconstrued. And I don't have time for it, so I'm about to take a break. I might go live if I fucking feel like it. This feels like a pull. And I promote mental health and wellness. And anytime something feels like a pull, I encourage y'all to like reevaluate it. So that's exactly what the fuck is about to happen with this. I came in here with the intention to help, and I'm being attacked, and I don't have the fucking time or energy, and I didn't do anything, so.
She's literally is in denial about not doing anything, fam. Literally. This is crazy. Again, she got the notes from her job. They told her they're coming for her. So at this point, she figured, well, I didn't lose my job yet, so I'm going to just kind of change up my material. Maybe I got a slap on the wrist. She don't realize that the company coming for her, fam.
I appreciate all the new baddies who are here, committed to like really bettering themselves. Like I really am. Like I know I cried in that last video, but y'all are like so much more important to me. I literally started this shit like a fucking year ago. Fucking alone and just like broken and fucking dusty and not knowing what to do. And I don't know if I started this shit more for me or for y'all, but I really appreciate all of y'all.
Notice she said, I don't know if I started this for you or me. Did you hear that? Did you peep that? Which mean a lot of times people start these shows and it's for their own personal therapy. And this is probably what they did for themselves to kind of deal with their own trauma, their own issues. And it's all coming out right now. And I think that was the last video before she went off after she got fired.
I really do. So I'm about to, just back again. I really appreciate y'all. And I appreciate y'all for supporting and sticking around and shit. But I'm fucking tired, so if I'm back, I'm back. If I'm not, who honestly gives a fuck? But I want to send positive intentions your way and shit. And I love you guys very, 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 very fucking much. Very much. And just keep being great. Alright, I love you baddies. Hey sis, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist, fried, dyed, and laid to the side. And I'm here to tell you, bitch, if you tired, rest. If you feel a pull, reevaluate. If you feel like things are no longer serving you, switch. switch that shit up till you feel like it's serving you. If you gotta take a step back to reevaluate your whole fucking life, you owe it to yourself. Because you don't deserve to be tired, broke down, dusted, and disgusted. You don't. You deserve to be happy, fulfilled, rejuvenated, rested. Not what all this other shit is. So, from me to you, get some rest, okay? We'll talk about all the other bullshit next week.
That was her last video before she went off. You see this? This video here was her last video. Then this video came in.
I love you.
There we go.
Well, hello. It's your friendly neighborhood therapist who thought she could save these hoes, but got her job terminated as a result. Story time? I think yes. Shit you not, I posted a video on Monday telling men that their dusty behavior is only harming them and that they would benefit from emotional intelligence. And I shit you not, by Friday, didn't have employment. All of this started with a Psychology Today article stating that men are lonelier than ever because they have no fucking emotional skills. And I agreed and doubled down and told y'all that y'all lives would radically improve if you expanded the shit that came out your mouth. But instead of healing, y'all will do anything but that. Instead of being accountable like, hey, this bitch see me, and stirred a little bit, y'all got so hurt that you contacted Massa.
No. We looked at the whole video and we saw all the different video clips of what transpired. The one who contacted was women. They're the ones who contacted, not us brothers. Because all of us brothers are not watching you or following you or even care what you have to say. Women are the ones that reported you. But see, notice, remember I told you to write down that she says she don't feel sorry and she don't apologize for calling you names and this and that. But you saw all that apology stuff, like she's sorry. She was never sorry for nothing, bruh. These are all facts. Right?
That's exactly what happened. So first the post goes viral on Twitter. Cause y'all need fucking help. And y'all wanted to argue with bitches blue till they fucking blue in the face. Some of you hoes is not gonna be saved. And that's the conclusion that I've come to. So because this shit's gone viral, I'm thinking, okay, cool. We starting a discussion on mental health and people are, you might not like my fucking delivery, but motherfuckers is starting to talk, you know, shaking the tables. I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
But then it turns into this entire crusade of attacking a black woman who serves the fucking black community.
Ma'am, you never served the community, and that's how we're going to pretty much end this particular show. Y'all saw everything. And if you're now joining in the stream, we already played this particular clip in the beginning of the show. So if you want to see the full of what she had to say, you would have to just start back from the beginning. But the video pretty much looped around. We reviewed over 32 minutes of footage that transpired, which led to her being terminated from her employment. And in the process of this, she made it very clear that she don't feel sorry for what she said. And then she later on had an apology. It was just one big mess. She brought this upon herself. So that being said, fam, we're going to sign out. This was a real good one. Very, very good show. Shout out to everybody that got the likes up on the video. We see the engagement is pretty high. That's pretty good. And see, again, ladies and gentlemen, look at the difference between the likes and look at the views, right? Now, by you making sure that you click the like button, notice more people came over to the stream, more people participated. That is how we need to keep the shows going. So again, anytime I go live, as soon as you come in the building, as soon as you come in, just click the like button. That way we could just rock out, do what we got to do, and we can move on to the next show and everybody get what they came for. And we can all just have a blessed day at the end of the day. All right. So I'm going to go sign off, do what I got to do, get me something to eat. So Black Mill Advice TV. You already done know what it is. Right? Another one. Okay. Shout out to Frederick. Shout out to Frederick B for the 20 on the Cash App. Shout out to Prince B for the 25. I think I shouted you out, but I'm not sure if you came back again, so I'm not sure. But anyway, shouted you out again for the 25 on the Cash App. Appreciate your support. Shout out to everybody that supported the stream via Cash App. I know I didn't read everything. Listen, we're going to have a new change of rules because I can't keep reading everything. It takes me away from what I'm doing. But I appreciate everybody that joined the membership, everybody that support via the super chat. I'm sure my moderators, shouted you out for your support. Salute to all the moderators holding down the stream. I seen Sherelle, I seen V-Dub Man, Rebel for Almighty. Let me see who else we got in here. I seen V-Dub Man. Is he in here? I thought I seen him in here. But anyway, shout out to all the moderators, man. Sean, the Navigator, V-Dub Man, Sherelle. I know I seen familiar faces in here. I know I'm not going crazy. But appreciate everybody coming through. I'm gonna see if I can change the color for the moderators so it could be a color that I could see. But shout out to all the members, everybody in the clouds. Salute to everybody for holding down the stream. Black Male Advice TV. I'm out, fam. Peace. We out.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.